Thursday, another sad day. We're going to talk about it. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. It's good to be here with you guys. It's so great to have you guys here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Let's talk about it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to see you all here today. Oh, on this Thursday morning, it is a sad day, guys. Yes. Definitely not what I wanted to talk about today, but we gotta do. Good morning, Miss Mama Bear, Faith and Love. Miss Lisa, good to see you so much. Thanks so much for being here this morning, my dear. Miss Cece, the sweetest lady on the internet, thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Donna Bayhurst, glad to have you here. Smoothie, how we doing today, my dear? Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Lance, brother, good to see you. Good to have you here. Let's see who else we have. Come on in, guys. Take a seat, relax, bring your coffee. Let's chat. Speaking of which, I'll be right back. I gotta grab mine. I don't know how I forget these things all the time, but I'll be right back. Good morning, Christine Rose. Good to see you, my dear. Twin Mama, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you here. Anybody else? Let's see here, guys. Come on in. Get comfortable. We have to quit meeting like this, you guys. We got to quit meeting on these for these sad occasions. We do. This is not at all, once again, how I wanted this to end up. I think I kind of knew from the beginning that this was going to end up this way, but there's always that hope, you know. Good morning, my brother on the mic. Good to see you, sir. So good to see you guys today. And, you know, I'll be honest, guys, if I had to do this, you know, and have these conversations, I would rather, and I'm grateful that it is with you guys because you guys are amazing people. So I'm so glad to have you guys here today with me. And again, I'm glad to be here with you guys. So, T2014, good to have you here. Welcome. Good to see you. Nova Scotia, Canada. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And I do want everybody here to keep Quentin in your prayers, guys. I have other words for the family, and we'll get into that. I'm really angry right now. Very, very angry, to be honest with you. It's hard to tell, I'm sure, but I am, and you'll see. Good morning, Miss Jen. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Oh, I'm gonna get into it, Donna. I am definitely gonna get into it. I'm so disgustingly mad right now. You have no idea. I was so upset. I almost did this last night, but it was late, and I didn't want to I was tired, and I needed to calm down. I was that mad last night when I saw what I saw. So I'm sorry. And I don't want you guys to experience me in that form because it's not who I like to be. Oh, absolutely, Miss Lisa. Please, please, um, please do. There's a link for you, my dear. You know you're always welcome to be up here at any given time. There's a link right below Shmooby. Um, come on up, Lisa. And good morning, Kat. Good to have you here. I can't. I'm going to give a few more minutes to see if we get a few more people before I get started. Um, I didn't even sleep well. That's how irritated I was last night. You know, as burnt out as I am and tired as I was. No, I tossed and turned. Thank you, Shmooby, so much. Again, whoop. Appreciate that, Shmooby. Yes, guys, I'm still running my PayPal and my Cash App. Um, gotta do it. Gotta do it. Like I said, this whole funeral thing hasn't been fun. Yeah, I love having Lisa up here. It's always nice to have another voice too. Yeah, I know he was. I know he. I couldn't even. I was so angry and so irritated last night that I. That's why I wasn't anywhere near his stream last night because I would have went off and I didn't. I didn't want to do that. I stayed to myself and let myself deal with it and calm down. And I'm still angry, but I'm a little bit more composed than what I was last night. I'll just put it that way. I, I'm 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 nauseated. I haven't eaten anything today because I'm sick to my stomach because I know what I'm about to say, and I just my poor wife when we were talking about it, she started crying. She's already an emotional mess, but you know I showed her. She knows a little bit. She follows along with some of my cases that I work on and stuff, and she was disgusted as well. And like she cried, and I felt so bad. And then of course I cried. You know, it's not. This is not God's plan for us, you guys. It's not. It is not the way things are supposed to be. And I don't understand it anymore. I don't understand people. And I don't think I want to. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I want to. Yes, I'm still nauseated. I feel like I could throw up at any given time. I'm telling you. That's why I just didn't bother to even go. And it was nothing against them or anybody that was in there or anything. Thank you so much, Movie. So much. I appreciate you so much. I just didn't want to go in there and start yelling and acting like a fool because I literally probably would have at that point last night. And I know Doug's distraught. This is 2 days in a row that we've had horrifying news. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's not fair. Not at all. And I should be used to this kinds of stuff, but it doesn't. You don't get used to it. Again, thank you so much, Smoothie. I appreciate that more than you know. Anything, anything else, Twin Mama, anything. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. I know it's still kind of early on the West Coast, so I may not have that many people. I'm gonna get rolling here in a minute. Good morning, Sherry Lee. Good to see you. It is. It is. You're right, Sherry. Because, and I like, the comment is very true. Because as we get older, I think our life experiences break us down. Okay, I truly feel this. Because we go, at my age, I'm 48 years old. We go through a lot. Okay, depending on what you do in your life and what you do for a living. Good morning, Marley Drake. Good to see you so much. Thanks so much for being here. Um, we've matured to a point where we understand the depths of things better, and our emotions are a lot more sensitive to things because of the things we go through. So, at our age, it's like, and I'm not saying we're old, guys. Please don't take it that way, because we're not by any means. But in 48 years, you go through a lot of things. Okay, some people go through more things than other people do. But we're closer and we're more in tune with ourselves at this age. Okay. Good morning, Daisy. Good to have you here again. And it makes it harder. It does. You never get used to these kinds of things. I never, like I said, when I was a paramedic in the fire department, I never got used. You don't. They say you get used to it, and you kind of do. It's not really getting used to it. It's kind of becoming numb to some of it, and you kind of like just kind of file it all away somewhere back here until later on in life when it all comes back and slaps you in the face. So that's kind of where we're at with it. I don't know, guys. You do get numb to it. Anybody in the medical field, you absolutely know exactly what I'm talking about. You get numb to it. Um, I definitely have PTSD from it. There's no two ways about it. I didn't know what it was for a while, until I saw a therapist, and they said, "Well, Joe, here's how this works. 75% of the population of human beings have the ability to see these things, and it destroys them mentally and emotionally. 25% of the population that don't have a conscience, that don't have their emotions stacked the right way, don't react that way. But it always, and a therapist told me this, you can be the strongest person in the world. And they used, as an example, they used Vietnam veterans, World War II veterans that have compiled these things that they've experienced in their lives, and they've compartmentalized. I'm not saying this. Compartmentalized. Sorry, guys. Put it away somewhere else. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. I've said it before, but put it away somewhere else. And later on in their life, there's something, and this happened to me the same way, you guys. It was kind of weird, but something in their life, a situation in their life, can trigger these things, and all of a sudden, there it is, compartmentalized. I did say it right, didn't I? Okay, sorry. So take me for instance. I've been in a lot of situations. I've seen suicides, gunshot wounds, murders, stabbings, decapitations, delivered babies. I've attended to burn victims. I've carried out multiple dead bodies, dead children, burnt dead children. All of these things I've done. And it fazed me and it bothered me. I'm not going to lie to you, but it didn't bother me to the point where I was non-functional, okay? One day, my current wife and I, are watching a movie, and it was a reenactment. Obviously, it wasn't real because it's a movie, of a person that was burning alive. They were running out of a building, burning, and fell on the ground, rolled around, and then they showed the person afterwards. It was all makeup and all that, okay? And we know that here. Something happened. I just started bawling. I started crying like a baby and like freaking out and squeezing my hands. And I'm sorry, Lisa. Oh my God. How long have you been sitting there?
I only just got here, love.
Okay, good. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
But and I
All
just
good.
like after that, I didn't know. My wife come over and she's like looking at me scared, and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't know. I've never had this happen before." And she turned the movie off, and I got up and went outside and got some air, drank some water, smoked about 5 cigarettes in 20 minutes, and I was like, I was okay. And she goes, "What the hell was that?" And I said, "Honey, I don't know. That's never happened before." She goes, "I know." Well, I called my mother, who is a nurse too, and she said, "You have PTSD, hon." And I said, "What are you talking about, PTSD? This happened like 10 years ago." And I was like, "Mom, I don't have PTSD. I've never." She goes, "I promise you, you do." And it was based on certain circumstances that I dealt with as a firefighter and a paramedic, and they come back to you. To this day, there's certain smells that I smell out of nowhere, that I don't want to smell, obviously, because they're unpleasant smells, but they never go away. People, when they pass, there's an odor after time, burning flesh. There's a bad odor, and it sticks right here. I can smell it right now talking about it. But these things will cause those things. So anyway, I went to the therapist based on my mother's situation, and there it was, or what my mother told me the situation was, and there it was, and here it is. I still have it. Okay, it's caused me to have anxiety towards certain things. Yes, you look very lovely today, Lisa.
Oh, thank you.
I love your hair, but it looks extra lovely today. Not hitting on you or anything. I'm just saying.
No, I know
Um,
that. No, thank you.
um, but so that does happen, guys, and it's not a fun thing. It's you lose sleep over it. I've had dreams over these things, so it it is definitely a sad situation in a lot of ways, and it does cause people. We are only human beings, and we can only be expected to um, handle so much in our lives. Our brain and our the nerves and our emotions. They only. Well, thank you so much, movie. I appreciate that. They only go so far. We're not robots. And it's a lot. It just really is. And people that can handle these things, they say they can handle these things. Sometimes they're being honest, sometimes they're not. People don't like to admit they're when they have these issues. It's a bad thing. So I don't know. Um, my son just came in and then left the door open and doing stuff. So, um, but anyway, so here we are. Welcome, Miss Lisa. It's good to have you here again.
Thank you.
Um, I guess it'll be good to have somebody else to yell right along with me and be angry with. I am definitely angry. I will
Yeah.
say, you guys, that we're talking in regards to the Quentin Simon case squirrel. I'm very angry, very upset right at this point about this whole situation. And I'll say, I'll be honest with you guys. I knew going into this case, the outcome of this case. I promise you I did. I'm not going to lie to you. We always, I always have hope in every one of these cases, but I knew going into
Mm.
this how this was going to turn out. Um, maybe not as dark as it is, but I knew how it was going to turn out. So,
Yes, see, and I left that message on your comments last night after
mm,
thinking about it.
I saw it. I saw it.
Mm. And
So
now I think I'm right about that too.
I think you are too. Um, I'm going to bring up a video, guys, via the news. We're going to watch through that real quick because some people in here haven't seen or heard a lot of things, and I like to make sure you guys are completely educated before we talk about things. That way, nobody gets lost. You know what I mean? So I'm going to pull this up. We're going to watch this real quick, and then we'll roll into the rest of what we're going to do. Okay? And is that okay with you, Lisa?
Fine by me.
All right. Give me one moment. Oh, Lord. Like I said, we got to quit meeting like this. Stay there. There we go. Pray to God the audio works again. Present video. Share video. Let's bring this up a little bit. And we're off.
Our investigative team has confirmed tonight that 20-month-old Quinton Simon is believed to be dead, and his mother is the prime suspect. WSAV's lead investigative reporter Brett Buffington is joining us now live from Quinton's West Chatham County neighborhood with what we've learned in the past few minutes.
But I just want to tell you, I talked to Quinton Simon's grandmother, Billy Jo Howell, tonight. She's the one who told us that she had been told by Chatham County police investigators and the FBI that this was likely the outcome. She was absolutely heartbroken on that phone call. It's sad and hurt to hear her in her explanation of what she said police told her. We know there will be a media conference tomorrow. The police chief here in Chatham County, Jeff Hadley, will update us on what he can about this case. But I can tell you so far what we've learned tonight is that Chatham County police confirmed that they now believe that little Quinton Simon, just 20 months old, is deceased. I can tell you from the family that they believe that this investigation will likely involve a landfill. We don't know exactly what landfill, but that is what the family is telling us tonight. We also know that LaLaney Simon, Quinton's mother, is police's #1 suspect. She is suspect #1 in this case. Police tell us tonight they have not made an arrest. I can tell you the family here, very emotional behind us. They have been out. They are not happy, at least the ones that have come out are not happy that we are here tonight. But again, I can tell you that I've talked with LaLaney's mother. She is the one who told me tonight that police have told her that they do not believe little Quinton, just 20 months old, is still alive. Again,
welcome, David. Good to see you, brother.
That this investigation somehow involves her daughter, suspect #1 now tonight, according to Chatham County Police, and a landfill. We are certainly working to learn more. We know that police will give us more information. I can tell you over the last couple of days, especially since last Wednesday, we have watched police gather evidence from inside of this home. We know police had cell phone data. They were able to ping along, certainly from the cell phones that they took. We don't know how that played into this, but we do know it as early as 2 days ago, police were telling us that they had evidence that they were analyzing. And tonight, we now know that according, they do not believe little Quinton will be coming home. We are live in Southwest Chatham County. I'm Brett Buffington, WSAV News 3 on your.
So here we are. So yes, that was last night. There has not been any arrests as of yet. There have not, as far as I know. Okay, and there have not been any more updates as of this morning, as far as I know. But as of last night, Billy Joe was informed by the police that he is deceased. They believe he's in a landfill, so on and so forth. And I'm sure that they're right now dredging the landfill, if they already haven't. I can't fathom how do you throw a baby, a human being, in the garbage? Your own biological child that your body produced.
Well, I'll never understand that. Never. I can't go there.
There's nothing.
It's not in me.
No, I agree with you 100%.
It's something I'll never understand. Go somewhere else. Get away from them. Go and do it to yourself. Leave the kids alone. For God's sake, leave the kids alone.
Yeah, right.
But
I don't get it. I don't understand how you can. That little boy was the cutest thing. I mean, my grandkids, of course, to me are the cutest kids in the world, of course. But every child is adorable. But that little boy was so sweet, so adorable,
such a gorgeous little boy.
Right, and such an innocent little child. Like how could you physically?
I don't know.
I'll never understand how anybody can hurt a child like that. I won't. Senseless isn't
what
even the word.
gets me is babysitter was a couple of doors down.
She was. You could look at her house from there. All you had to do is say here, and she would have gladly taken him. Gladly.
Yep, for sure. For sure, but sadly, once again, every adult in this child's life has failed him.
Failed.
And I don't mean to put down the babysitter, don't get me wrong. I take my hat off to her, and she genuinely loved this child. I can see that. However, at the point she saw marks on that child and did nothing about it, she too played a role in this.
I agree. Welcome, Tanmay. I absolutely agree, and I'm going to say this right now. It's been said that Leilani is responsible for murdering her son and disposing of the body. And definitely will be going to prison, I hope. And that I do believe, and I'm saying this, I only have to say it once, that Billy Joe should be put behind bars as well. She needs to be arrested because that child or those kids were taken, okay, and she took custody of these children or child, just whatever I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I'm upset, but and she left that child in the care of the person that was abusing that child to begin with, for the reason for that child to be taken, and now, so in a sense, in my mind, and I don't care what anybody else says, I'm not going to change my mind. She helped to kill that child.
Yes, I agree. She should be charged.
Yep. Yes, the same charge, the same amount of time, everything, the same sentencing. She knew better. She knew all she. And I honestly think, and I'll be honest with you guys, I watched her cry and her breakdowns and her this and her that. I don't care. I don't believe it. I think the only reason why she wanted custody of those kids was so she could get money out of it, or thinking she was going to get money out of it. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. Whatever. I don't care. At this point, that woman needs to be behind bars just as well as her daughter does, if not worse, because it was so very simple. You cancel whatever damn plans you have, or you take that child with you. You do not leave that child with an unstable drug addict and think that he's going to be okay.
Especially one that's had the children removed. That shouldn't be anywhere near them on her own.
And this goes even further, Lisa, in my opinion. I think that Child Protective Services needs to be held accountable, because Billy Joe should not have had custody of that child either.
No, I agree.
Period.
100% agree.
Anybody in
then,
I'm sorry, go
then
ahead.
There's also a grandpa there too. Remember that?
Yes.
So he too should be charged.
They all should be. Period.
Yep. I'm afraid so.
That is the only way that there'll be any true justice to this case. Period.
Yep. That's the only way I'll get satisfaction, is when they're all charged.
I'll never have satisfaction, not from this, but that would make it easier. I'll put it that way. This is disgusting. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life.
What hurt me the most is when I put that message on your comments last night, when I was thinking about it, because it was doing my head in.
I know the feeling.
As I said, I don't believe the boyfriend now is involved in it for some strange reason. I reckon it was done after he left. I reckon she said, I want to spend a day with my kids, etc., which tells me now it was planned, which is a scary bit. And then to go and stand outside and wait for the garbage trucks, which tells you that child was put in the bin like rubbish. How dare you?
Exactly. And she knew what she was doing. I don't want to hear this bullshit that I don't remember it. I don't know what I did. Miss me with that. No, I'm saying.
Hang on. How did she remember that she done it at all?
Exactly.
How did she remember that he would be at the landfill?
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
That's how you know she's lying.
Yeah.
If the insanity thing's not going to work on this. I'm sorry. No. Those people are going to be smart enough to see through that. What you just said right there solidifies that, period. If you would have not known what you were doing, you would have no idea of anything that you did, not just a part of it, not just a piece of it, all of it. End of story.
Yep, for sure.
It's bullshit. You're not going to get off on this. I pray to God. I pray to God that this does not. I'm pretty sure they're not going to allow for that. I really think that these people, especially being that this is a baby, they're not going to let that happen. I have faith.
I dear God hope not, because if it does happen, then I'm out of true crime. I can tell you now, that'll be me. I'm out.
I
I'm
kind of
sorry. I couldn't. After Casey Anthony, no.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And I agree with you. I do. I cannot get past. I can't. It doesn't register. It's not processing that this mother could do that. I mean, I've seen parents abuse their children. I've dealt with it firsthand. I've hands-on with it. I've dealt with it. Okay. But to go that far, I understand that people have anger problems, that people have, stressed, that people get stressed out, that people have mental breakdowns, this and that, everything else. You get help.
For sure.
This woman was surrounded by anybody could have helped her with this situation.
Yep.
But no, it didn't.
The thing that gets me is I don't care if it's your daughter. Your grandchildren come first now because they are defenseless. They cannot defend for themselves. So you have to put them first.
Especially
like my sister's kids, regardless of my relationship with my sister, who I loved, and we were extremely close.
right.
No, them kids come first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what you got to do as a parent, as a grandparent. That's what you do. How dare you fail that?
As a human being, children come first no matter what. A 20-month-old baby, especially, who is absolutely, completely, and totally defenseless against life itself, let alone an adult that is going to grab that child and hurt that child. No. Nope. No. And like I said, I knew when I started with this what this was going to be. I knew it. I was hoping that, I think in the back of my mind, I was hoping that it wasn't going to be something so dark. Maybe SIDS or a possible overdose. Something was left lay around, which doesn't make it better, but it's easier to deal with. But no, this is a physically abusive situation, and that makes it 10 times worse for me.
It's also intentional.
Yes. Yeah.
Not accidental. It's intentional.
No. And I started feeling this way when I realized that garbage day was that day, and this and that. I'm trying to kind of avoid that, I think, in my mind, like ignore that. But I knew something was there.
Yeah,
So,
I actually forgot about it the other night when we were talking about this case.
Yeah, I agree with you, Molly. The grandmother should have never had custody. That's where I'm holding Child Protective Services accountable, because that should have been a red flag immediately. That those kids could have been placed temporarily with the babysitter, for instance, in a foster home. The other children are in another home right now in an undisclosed place. Why couldn't he have gone? You know what I mean? Why couldn't this have been that way? I don't understand it. So I'm definitely holding CPS accountable. Billy Joe is 100% accountable, and Leilani, I don't even want to say it. So those are my thoughts on that.
Just out of curiosity, the only thing that worries me is, were the kids removed from CPS at all? Because nobody seems to know. Or did grandma just take them, or did daughter just hand them over?
I really don't know. I just went based on what I heard. Truthfully, thank you, Miss Heather. I really appreciate that. Does anybody know if it was a legal situation, if it was just a handoff from the daughter to the grandmother, or if it was a temporary situation? That I don't really know.
Nobody seems to know because I have been looking.
Yeah, I never really looked into it just because it was already done. You know what I mean? So it wasn't something that I had to really worry about, I didn't think. But um if it was a CPS situation, again, I just automatically thought it was because that's how things work around here. Um Welcome, Erie Ferry. Good to have you here again. Um
See,
it, it
nobody knows.
it never has been made clear, honestly.
No.
Uh,
And if grandma just took them or she just handed them over, then she doesn't have legal custody of them.
no. Well, see, somebody mentioned somewhere, I think it was Brock yesterday, was talking about there being a possible custody award letter, and it wasn't actual full custody. But
Mm.
again, I don't know. That's the thing. So, and it could have been maybe that's why she had temporary custody, because of her past. They were looking into that, probably doing the background check on her, so on and so forth. So it was just a temporary thing. It was Brock. Thank you, Mama Bear. I thought so. So I'm not sure.
I'm just hoping it was CPS that removed them kids because therefore she can be charged for
Absolutely.
leaving them there with her.
Yes, absolutely. And
But
I agree with you.
if it was just an agreement between mother and daughter, she won't be charged.
Absolutely not. Michelle says the babysitter said that there was an open case with child protection, but no one said about custody. So, yeah.
Mm.
And Christine says there was a letter and it was shown. Red flags. Um,
It
yeah,
may have been a protection order.
right.
I'm hoping it
Uh,
was just a protection order, not a custody order. I'm hoping.
Gisela has a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was done through the courts, so then it's a legal situation.
Yeah.
Well, then
Good.
that's good. Then that means that Billy Joe, because I hope she doesn't think she's getting away with this, because there's no way in hell they're going to look past the fact that she left after they were put in her custody. She left them with the person they were taken from. That can't be looked past. There's no way, you guys, that can be looked past. I'm sorry.
Do you know the sad part is that it does get looked past?
Oh, I know it does.
And they need to make an example of anybody that has custody of children, that hand them back to the children they were hand them back to whoever had them that they were taken from, should be charged.
It needs to be made a law. It needs to be put on the books.
Mm-hmm.
They can call it Quinton's law, whatever you want to call it, but it needs to be done. It really does.
Yep. Yep.
It was a custody order, Christine said. So then, yeah, I'm praying to God
Christine.
that she's actually charged.
Yep. Me too.
Give me one moment, guys. I'll be right back. If you want to talk with them, Lisa, that's great. I'll be right back.
Okay. Thanks, Christine, for that. Yeah, this is so wrong. So how are we all anyway after this horrible news? Yeah, breaks my heart too, Christine. I literally broke when I heard the news. And then I was so angry. But I kind of worked myself up last night when I started putting things together.
All right, sorry about that.
No, we never found out if he drowned. Actually, don't know how he passed.
Are we talking about Quinton?
Yeah.
I can almost promise you that it was based on and I might be wrong, and again, I'll own it if I am. Based on the fact that they put the plastic up on the windows, I think they were spraying luminol looking for blood. So I'm going to go with the fact that it was probably she probably unfortunately beat him to death. Um,
Dear God.
and if I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. That would be amazing. I don't think it had anything to do with the pool, okay? Because they drained that, and then they inspected the pool, and nothing has come back from that. So I think that's out. And honestly, as sad as this is to say this, it would be a wonderful thing to hear that he got into something, overdosed, and that was what happened, or something like that. You know, the NyQuil thing. Maybe she overdosed, and that was what happened. Because that would make it easier for me to understand. I mean, not to understand, but to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The physical violence is not there. Then is what I'm saying.
I hope whatever it was, he went quick.
Very
He
quickly.
did not
And
suffer. I pray to God the other children did not hear it or see it.
see it. Yeah, I was thinking about that last night too, and I wonder because that's going to traumatize them for the rest of their life if they did.
For sure.
And
Yep.
and again, not only has she hurt one child, but the rest of them more than she already had, unfortunately.
Yep. And I'm sorry to say this. I pray to God every day she's in jail that she has the living it's beat it out of her
I agree
to
with
know
you.
how her child feels.
Well, they'll
Sorry,
keep.
but that's me.
That's what I agree with that. Anybody that does that to a child, I've already said this before. I feel they should get the same exact treatment for their sentence every day of their life for the rest of their life. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe they should get the death penalty. I think they should have to suffer every day of their life for the rest of their lives until they pass away on their own. Because
Yep.
that would be a miserable life. You've lost your life just like the life you took. So
That's right. And I hope you feel his pain every day for the rest of your life. And I hope he haunts you.
yes, yes, and I tried to sit last night and theorize with myself the mindset that a mother, the person that bears a child and carries that child for 9 months in her body, the mindset you would have to be able to do something like this to that child. I don't, and it never, I could never reach it. I couldn't get to it. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm not a mother,
No,
I'm a father. Okay, there's a whole different situation there. So doesn't make sense.
do you know what's worse for me now? Is that after putting this all together and realizing the boyfriend had left,
Yeah,
it was planned.
I
And
kind
so at what point did she go, you know what? I'm going to do this. So, yeah, they're not going to the babysitters.
you think,
Because
and
that kind of says it in itself.
I thought about that. Yeah, I agree, Smoothie. She's a monster, not a mother. If it was planned, and it really looks that way to me. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
based on the child support. I really do. And if that's what it was, over $150 damn dollars, I can't. I can't.
No,
I can't
I
see any
can't.
other reason why you would plan something like this with one
I think
child.
I still think it's more than $150. I still think it's the eviction on top of that, and then the thought of losing the child she has now, the baby.
Right?
But that's still no excuse. Sorry, there is no excuse. No.
It makes me wonder if Daniel was going to leave her too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wondered that too.
Do you know what
If
I
what
mean?
was said that he's out of there and that his parents are going for custody of the baby, I wonder if that was pre-planned.
Yep, that's what I was thinking last night when I was going through all this.
Yeah, so was I.
That's another reason why I didn't go live last night, you guys. I was beyond, like, I couldn't sit here and talk to you like this last night. I was swearing and just yelling and at myself and my computer and my notepad and everything else. It's just like, no. So that's why I saved it for this morning. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I would wonder if him saying he was leaving was
Mhm.
just the final push on top of everything else.
He was probably, seeing her for who she was, disgusted with her, was going to take the baby and was leaving her. She was going to have to pay child support for the other kids. and she was being evicted, so she probably just didn't care anymore, and that was that. That's the only thing that
Yep.
would make any sense, to send somebody
Yep.
into that mindset, really.
Yep.
I don't know, Michelle, if they have the same father or not. I don't know if anybody else.
Apparently not.
Okay,
Apparently not. They're
there,
2 different fathers.
there's the answer right there. Thank you for that, Lisa.
That's
Okay,
fine.
Daisy just said Sky is Danny's. Okay,
Yeah, the youngest one.
right, and
And
then
then the elder 2 have 2 different fathers. So they all, the 3 children have different fathers. There you go. Does that make it easier?
yes. Well, there's, and then I'm not saying about that in general, but it shows that she's not a stable person. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she hasn't had any kind of stable relationships. Hold on a minute. What is this about harassing? Somebody's being harassed in here.
Where are you reading that?
Who's Squirrel said that? Who's harassing you, Squirrel? It better not be anybody. I don't deal with that in here, and I won't deal with that in here. Everybody in here has the right to their opinions and to express their opinions. That's what this is all about. So there should be nobody harassing anybody in here. I'm not going to stand for that. I never have and I never will. So please don't do it. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, okay. This is not Squirrel Girl, and nobody should be harassing her either. Okay. Um, she is a good person. Is, her beliefs are good. She does a lot of hard work on this stuff. So there's people that disagree with her because of something that happened one time. I get it. Okay. But it was a misunderstanding between her and the person that it happened with. And that was all there was. Nobody needs to be harassed for any reason, especially Squirrel Sandwich is not Squirrel Girl. So please don't put the two together. Okay.
Forgiveness is very easy.
Yes, it is. It's not worth it.
We all make mistakes.
It is not worth it. Life is too short for that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
I absolutely appreciate and love your opinions, Squirrel or Sandwich, I'll say. And I don't want that to be a problem, and it's not going to be in here. So please know that, everybody. Please. We don't do that here. That's part of the whole basis of my community. As Heather can tell you that, and anybody else that's been here, we don't do that. So you chat as much as you want. And if anybody has a problem with that, then you bring it to me, and I will deal with you and or the situation that way. Please and thank you. So,
There's enough hate and hurt in the world.
Exactly, and that's this stream and channel is based on nothing but positivity, you guys. So we need to keep it that way. I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, so that's that situation. As far as I can't bring myself to understand any of this truthfully. But hold on a minute here. I was going to show you guys this too. I don't know if you guys saw this morning or last night. Where's it at? 1 second, everybody. Yeah, nobody's going to be silenced in here. Nobody. I absolutely refuse to let that happen. Okay, this is an interview with the babysitter from last night.
No, yep.
Did you see that, Lisa?
I did.
You
But
did.
please
Okay.
play it. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. I didn't know if everybody saw it or not, but I'm going to show you guys real quick. Yes, twin mama, the grandmother had custody. She shouldn't have, but she did. Unfortunately, in my opinion. Okay. Well, this was last night, you guys, after the announcement was made about Quentin and the mother, the monster, excuse me. Um, and this was um, Diana is her name. And you can look at her and see the pain in her face and the hurt that she has for this too right now. Because I really, I agree
Oh,
with
yeah.
Lisa. I agree with Lisa, and I agree with you, Lisa, that she should have made a phone call, done something, and got involved. But I truly feel that she loved and cared for those kids. Period.
So do I, 100%.
And
She is hurting.
yeah, truly, and I get some people are afraid to do those kinds of things because of repercussions that they can get. I mean, you saw how Billy Joe reacted to her um, the other day with her barging into her home, so on and so forth. So I can understand in a sense didn't do that, but at the same time, it's not. I don't care. I would have done it anyway. I'd have been automatically doing that. So,
Me too.
you know, I'm just saying.
There's too many people asking about where Leilani is, and I'm outside of my house. I heard the cops were coming for her, so we've been out here waiting. It's raining. She was in the road. There was a lot of commotion, and then everything just went dark. So I don't know where she is right now. I don't see any cars. I can turn the camera around. There's no cars. If you look right there where that car is going past, that's her house. It's totally dark. It's totally dark. I've had so many messages at one time asking, have I seen Leilani, just in the last hour, 45 minutes. I did see her. I was at the truck, me and my girls outside, and we seen her in the road, and they were cussing, and she was trying to leave. And then a vehicle had pulled in, and she went back towards the house. So I don't know where she is right now. I want to see her arrested. And the reason I came live is because everybody is asking me all these questions, and I cannot answer all these questions. So I just came on, but I can go out here. I mean, it's raining. It's raining really hard. But I can show you where the house is. And she was out here. Oh, it's lightning. It's raining and lightning out here. But see, let me turn it around. It's dark on the road. They turned all the lights off, but they were in the road arguing, and we seen Leilani, but she just disappeared. So I don't know where they're at now. But this is what we're doing. But I just wanted to let y'all see because I've had so many questions and messages. I couldn't just answer them all. But yeah, that is what's going on. That's all I know. I know that they put on that the FBI and cops were coming to get her. But I don't know. We can't believe that Quinn is gone. But it's not the outcome we wanted. But I'm gonna go now.
Oh, yeah, she's hurting. You can hear it in her voice. Okay, where'd you go? You're muted.
Oh, sorry, I feel so bad for that woman.
Yeah, so do I.
And good to see you, Hammer. Welcome. Um, this is just so senseless. Every bit of this. If that woman ran, and I mean, if that woman ran, God help her when they catch her. Is all I gotta say. I don't think she did though. I think that, and I agree with who put that up there. I saw it a few minutes ago. Big Mouth Betty and Dolly are out there doing this and
Oh,
doing it.
go,
That's not that none of that's needed for
dear
this.
God,
This is a
go
baby.
home.
Yeah, this wasn't Gabby and Brian Petito and all that other stuff. This is or Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie and all. This is a baby. This was a different situation. You don't need views that damn bad. Go home. That's my opinion.
They
Because that's
don't
the only,
need to be there.
no, nope, they
Any
don't.
of these cases.
Nope, no. Even the laundry case, I think that was taken way too far with
Me too.
her and JLR and Molly and all them. That was too much. I'm sorry. Summer Wells, that was too much. I'm sorry.
It
Dumbass.
takes it away from the victim. The
Absolutely.
victim gets lost in all the white noise, and I'm sick of it. All their BS. Sorry. Just not down for that.
Right. Squirrel sandwich. I I did I did I believe. I know who you are. I know the difference between the two. I work with Squirrel Girl all the time. We work together doing these things. I've told you guys that, so there's no issues either way. Um, it doesn't need to be an issue, guys. I don't understand why it is. Squirrel Girl has done a lot of good, um, and helped in a lot of ways with a lot of different things, you guys. So, you know, I understand people mistook what went on over there with her and Doug, but I get it. That's done. That's over with. And it was just she mistook his comedy for something else, and the story. I mean, it's done. We're adults here. We can move on from that, and it shouldn't be an issue. Especially not with what's been going on. We need to focus on other things and things like that. So,
Yeah, disagreement should be between two people.
right, and neither one of those two have just an issue with each other, so it shouldn't be an issue.
That's right.
Exactly,
And
Michelle.
nobody else has the right to comment on it.
No, it was that happened so long ago. Like it's done over with. Moving
Yep.
on. Right. It's crazy. But anyway,
I'm sorry, I'm not a drama person. Don't believe in it. Can't be bothered with it. I'm
that's
too
why.
old to care about it. I'm too old to care what anybody says about me. I'm a very confident person of who I am.
Yep.
So you can put me down. It doesn't worry me. Will not affect me.
Right. And I got away from the drama for a reason. That's why I don't do that. So
That's it. Don't need it. It takes it away from the cases. It takes it away from the victims. It's not fair.
Right. Exactly.
I struggle just listening
Oh,
to these
oh,
cases, and
I see what's going. Okay, Dago. No one's talking bad about her. What's happening is some creators are making people prove facial and or other facts before dealing with them, even after they get their pay. Why? That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid.
no,
If they're giving something to you as a creator as a gift to help you, what the hell is the difference? Oh my God, these people! I swear to God, you guys. I swear to God. Sorry for the confusion, everybody. If there was any, I apologize.
nobody's got that right.
No, not at all.
No.
And I agree with that one, Sandwich. I really do. I truly wonder what's going through his mind right now, and what his
Yes, he
situation.
does.
Obviously, there's not going to be issues with getting custody of, thank the Lord, but it's like, I don't know. Again, there's going to be a press conference. It's scheduled at 1 today, guys. So we're definitely going to watch that. I don't know if we'll still be live here for that, but we'll be watching it one way or another for sure. And I will bring it back up if I need to. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this other than what we've said. It's horrible. That's not even a good word for it. It's not a strong enough word for it.
It is damn right sickening.
Unbelievable. And I agree. I truly feel, I'm not trying to sound vindictive or dark or mean or anything. I don't think this woman should get the death penalty for something like this. I think she should have to sit in prison and think about what she did for the rest of her life. I really do. I know that
Me
sounds
too.
horrible, but it's a fact, guys. It's a fact. She needs to learn, and I don't think it needs to be a lifetime sentence, not a 10, 20-year sentence for her to get out and be able to say that she's been reformed. And no, no, no,
Mm-mm.
because
No.
that child will never, ever. That was it. That was it. That was his whole life,
Mm-hmm.
period. So
You
now,
don't have that right.
no, you don't. Again, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Children don't ask to be born, okay? They're given to us as a gift from God,
That's right.
and we're supposed to take that gift and treat it as what it is, a beautiful thing, and raise it and nourish it and take care of it and all of that. And no, no, no. This is just
Just
no,
because you brought him into the world, you don't have the right to take them out of the world.
no.
That is such a BS saying.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. God gave that child life. You didn't. So I don't want to. All you did was carry that child until it was time for it to be born. That's how I believe in that.
Yep. Your
She needs to
job
sit.
is to nourish them, nurture them, guide them, be there for them, support them into
Teach,
adulthood.
yep, exactly. Teach them all of it. I mean,
Hmm.
it's there's nothing about that person that's a parent. Nothing. She's a baby factory. That's all she is. And she's just, oh my god.
That I believe she thinks that by having children to these men, it's going to keep the men there.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen women like that. That's not the way you do that.
No,
Um,
they
anybody,
don't stay anyway.
right? Well, that says a lot about her character. Obviously,
Hmm.
you know what I mean. It just, she lays down with whoever she wants to. She does what she does, and then she doesn't
Hmm.
take care of it. And I highly, highly, highly disagree with that. With any situation, not just this one, but any situation, and it's disgusting.
Hmm.
My, like I said, my ex brother-in-law, his wife was like that. That's all they did. They made kids, and she had them taken away every time she had them. What for? What? What's the point in having children? Stop
That's
doing
it.
it. Stop doing it. If you don't want them, don't do it. If you can't take care of them, don't do it. And if you do end up pregnant with it, we have an adoption system. There's people all over the United States that are looking to adopt children that can't have children.
Hmm.
There's ways to do it without even having to go through an adoption agency. All you need is an
Yep.
attorney. That's it.
Yep. For sure. The other thing I hear as an excuse so much, and I'm sorry, I've got to say this, is, oh, they were so young. They were 16. Sorry, I had my first child at 16. I was a month off of 17.
So did
I
my
grew
wife.
up like that. I was there for my child. My child has never left my sight,
My wife had
who
her
is
first
now
child.
42. So, no, don't find it an excuse. I'm sick to death of hearing that.
Yep. It does not make
If you
sense.
can't take care of a child, don't lay down.
That's right. That's right. And that's both sides, not just the mother and
Oh,
father.
yeah.
Period.
Yep. 100%.
It takes two to make the child. It takes two to raise the child. I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen, but I know I have so much respect for women and the mothering of children and all of that because of what it takes. My wife was 16 when she had her first child, and she was in
Hmm.
high school. She finished high school. She's been to college. She has 2 degrees in psychology. She works as a, a phlebotomist and a dialysis technician.
Hmm.
There's no excuse. She raised 3 children on her own until I came along.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? There's no excuse, none. There's too
Yep.
many things out there, and there's too many organizations and too many programs to help, especially single mothers. I was a
Oh,
single
yeah.
father. I had custody of my children. There's even stuff for men. I did it. I had to get help here and there for different things. until me and my current wife got back together, and then we worked together to do it. And there's options, guys. There's options for everything. There's no excuse for any of these things to happen the way that they do. None of them. I'm
The
sorry.
sad part is here in Australia, because I worked in that field for many years, there's less help for single fathers than what there is for single mothers here.
Well, that's the same here too, but there is stuff, and it's slowly getting better because there's a lot more. The state that I live in is considered what they call a mother state. They typically will go to the mother for situations like that. My situation was different. You know, I was always a very, very, very important part of my kids' lives. I took it very seriously. And my ex-wife was an idiot. That helped. Like I said, I'm just saying. So, you know, and I jumped all over the fact. Not saying most, and I'm not trying to down men either, but most fathers don't have that drive to go after getting custody of their kids, because around here it just doesn't happen. It's unheard of. I did it. And like I said before, you know, I got a whole $50 a month to raise 2 boys on. Yippee. I didn't care. I didn't care about that. I even told the judge, I said, I don't need child support. I don't care. I just want them in my care so that I know that they're happy, healthy, and safe. Period. Welcome, Jules. Good to see you. Jules, are you interested in coming up today? You're more than welcome. I'd love to have you up here. She posts, let's see here real quick. She was in the system. She literally had all the resources extended to her. Knowing CPS already stepped in means she was given absolutely and chose not to take it. Right. There it is right there. She had every option available to her and chose to do this instead. Working. Okay. No worries. Gotcha. Just so you know, you're always welcome to come up here. I love your theories and opinions and the things that information, all of that. So,
Thanks, Jules.
yeah, I absolutely. There it is right there, guys. She had all these things extended to her and still chose to go the other route, and it's just there's no cause, no reason, no cause at all.
No, not at all. Sorry, not at all. But sorry, I can't find any excuse to hurt, kill your own child. That's just inexcusable. Sorry.
There's no excuse to hurt any child, period. But yes, absolutely not your own. You're
definitely not.
Thank you, Miss Christine Rose. I appreciate that. I really do. And yes, we do love your squirrel sandwich, 100%. I told you guys we're one big family over here, and that's the way it stays. People that don't like it, they don't have to be part of it. I understand. So we love you. No worries.
I love everyone.
That's the best
I
way.
do. I really.
I try to be.
I'm not a hater. I don't even use that word. Sorry.
I don't use that word either.
A lot that I have been through. Yeah, just can't.
As I
will not use that word, and I see the good in everyone.
That's how I am too. That's my downfall. I've been told with being on here. I explained to most everybody in here that one day that I used to be somewhat of a different person, and I didn't like that when I found out who I was. When I realized, not from people telling me, I had to have self-realization to see it, and decided that I wanted to be a different person myself, and did it myself. And changed myself to be the person I wanted to be. And I'm very proud, because it's not an easy thing to do, you guys. You can say, oh, I'm going to be different, and just be different. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot that goes into it. Yep. And I brought it out here with me. And as I've said, I'm the same person out here than I am in here. And I'm going to continue to be that person and continue to project positivity and the care that I have for what I do here with you guys, towards you guys, and around you guys, and that's never going to change. So, you know, I appreciate that you guys see that, and you know, I don't use that the H word, as we call it. I have said it here and there, slipping up, but it's something one of the things that I changed because God don't like that word, and I don't like that word, so I don't use that word. You'll hear me say stupid things like I highly, absolutely, completely do not like this, instead of using that word for a reason. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Lisa. Very much appreciated.
You're welcome. You deserve it.
I appreciate that. I really, really do. Um, what was that?
Happy to help.
Where did that comment go? Squirrel needs to know I've seen people ask her all the time, so I get it. It has happened to me also. Okay, I gotcha. And there was another one too today. Oh, thank you very much, Jules. I appreciate it. And I hope so. That's my whole goal is to make it comfortable for everybody in here. Um, that way, everybody, when they come in here, they can feel comfortable to be here and not worry about the harassment or the judgment or any of that kind of stuff. That's the way I want to keep it here. And I'll do that by all costs. So,
Daisy has bring up a good point
okay.
about postpartum depression.
You know what? I was thinking about that yesterday too, and the day before when we were talking about something else. Where is it, Daisy? Where are you at, Daisy? Let me see.
Up the top.
There it is, right there. I have read stories and seen cases of that happening, but I don't know why it's hard for me to accept in this situation. I may be wrong. Okay, Quinton was 20 months old, correct?
Yeah, but
how
she
old
had a
was,
baby.
right, how old was the baby? Does anybody know the age of the baby?
I actually don't.
I thought it was, I want to say
4 months?
Is it 4 months? Sky. Yeah, Sky. How old is Sky? Maybe it is 4 months. Okay.
3 to 4 months.
Thank you, Miss Heather. Okay, so there, I mean, that says a lot too. There hasn't been enough time for those chemicals to be replenished in the body. There really wasn't enough time to heal from having Quinton to having that baby, to getting pregnant. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, if they were that close together. So, but again, this is the part of the problem. Like, why are you having children so often? Like,
Yeah, and they would
go ahead.
They would see if she suffered from that with any of the other children too. Not that doesn't discount it out, because you could still have 2, 3 kids and not have it and then get it. I just don't want to see another Casey Anthony. I really don't.
No, definitely not. And there have been cases of that around here that I've seen, but it's never gone that dramatic or that extreme. It's caused neglect and or abuse in some senses. Never this dramatic though. And they have resources again.
Yep.
That's why I say I can't accept it. There are resources, and again, if Children's Services was involved and there was an open case, that means that she had opportunities to do. If she were to come out, if I was the caseworker and she were to come out to me and say, I feel this way, this is what's going on, so on and so forth, I'm going to automatically take her or give her the options to go get help for that as I'm taking the children. Okay, that's how they do that, guys. She chose not to go in that direction to get help with that, in my opinion, or she would have done it and this wouldn't have happened if that's what the case was, if it was postpartum.
But if there was an open case, there would have been a protection order put on them children, right?
I agree. I believe so, yeah.
So, therefore, having I know how CPS works. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
With that protection order, she cannot be in that house, not
Exactly.
even with the grandmother being there. So
Exactly.
I doubt they knew she was there.
I agree with that. I said that the other day on Doug's stream. I said I don't think that somebody brought up the fact that is she supposed to be around him in Ohio here, but you're in Australia. You're across the globe, and it's the same way. So that says to me, it's worldwide, guys. I don't think it's just one state or 5 states or one country. I'm just saying I think it's a blatant law, especially if there's a protection order or a restraining order or anything like that, that no, she should not have been. Whether the mother or the grandmother, I should say, was trying to force her daughter to be a mother, I don't care. The law gave you those kids to protect them from things like this, and here's what happened. That's the problem that I have with this. And it's a huge, huge problem.
But that's how they remove the kids before it ever goes to court or anything. When CPS come in and remove the children, it's done on a protection order.
Yeah, yeah, that's fact.
So,
It's to keep the kids safe while they go to court, while they do this, while they do that.
yeah.
And so there was the grandmother, like I said, needs to be charged just as the mother does, because she's just as much at fault, if not more, you guys, than Leilani, because she was the guardian of the children to protect them from this type of thing. So in a sense, she completely failed by allowing the abuser to come into the home to take care of the kids. Period.
Yep, she handed them back to the abuser.
Yeah, she basically said, "Here's a gun. Do what you got to do."
Yep.
I'm making it a different way, but I'm just saying.
Yep.
This makes me so mad. So mad.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And like I said, it was probably dropped, and I don't know. I mean, how long does anybody? Because I don't know either. I looked up a lot of this stuff trying to find it, and I guess we didn't have enough time to like really dig on a lot of stuff. But does anybody know how long Billy Joe had custody?
I don't know how long she had custody.
But
I know if there's a protection order put on children, unless it's investigated and taken to court, they cannot be handed back to the person they were removed from.
Right, not until the court says it's okay. Basically, she was charged with child, even though she was at work for the whole situation. And the fact that the kids were being given to the babysitter, even when they weren't working, tells me that that says right there that they don't want to deal with the kids. So they're not trying to deal with the kids.
Yeah.
That should have been seen. That should have been like brought to, obviously, well, I'm guessing it was brought to their attention. It should have been seen as part of the problem. So
but
go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
even knowing grandma still dropped them kids off when she wasn't working tells me she really wasn't a great protector of them children or a great carer of them children. Did she really want them?
Right.
Because I'm sorry, as a grandmother, if I had any of my grandchildren, they told me to come into work interstate. No, I'm sorry. I'm staying here with my grandchildren. I'm their carer. I'm their protector.
I agree. And she was being evicted. And I'm starting to think that the only reason, I said this once, some people may agree, some people may disagree, but I think that the only reason why she wanted the kids was for money. I think she thought she was going to get money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where she was going to get it from, because the daughter was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. But, that seems to be that has to be the only reason why she was doing it, because you're not getting anything else out of it. And if you're taking the kids to the babysitters, it's obvious that you don't want them there for their company. Speaking of which, today's Thursday, and I get my granddaughter. Yay. I'm excited. Sorry.
No,
I always
you're right.
I get excited on Thursdays. She comes over. I love her to death. Um, she's so much fun. Makes me feel young again. Anyway, sorry
They
again.
are. They are.
Um, but yeah, I'm just saying. So it's not because she wanted to have the children around. It's not because she was trying to protect them. Because if she was trying to protect them, this wouldn't have happened. She wouldn't have
No.
left. I mean, it's just it's cut and dry, guys. There's nothing
Yep.
else to it.
Yep.
What's this? Same. It's kind of the same thing here, Red. I'm just saying. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was the breadwinner for years in both of my marriages. I worked 2 to 3 jobs at a time. Okay, I got hurt. It happens. It's a mental struggle. There's a pride thing that goes on with being a man. This and that, everything else. I did not want to be Mr. Mom. Okay, but here I am, and I do the house cleaning. I do the cooking. I do the laundry. I take care of our 16-year-old. My wife works her brains out. She's such a hard worker. It's ridiculous. Um, and we share those things. That's what you do in a relationship.
Yep.
You help each other. You don't hurt each other. You don't work against each other. You work with each other, and that's how it is. And yes, it's hard to deal with at times. It's a mental thing. I give you that, but I've come to terms with it. And I'm in court right now, working on getting another income to help supplement the income she has, and I take care of the home and I take care of her. I make sure that when she comes home, that everything she needs is taken care of, everything she wants she has, that she doesn't have to do all that stuff because she does enough, and I'm okay with that now. Okay,
Mm.
she did it for me for how many years? It's my turn, and there's nothing wrong with that these days. There's not.
No.
It just happens. It's life. Society's changed. It's okay. So people that want to down people for that, I just it's whatever. Move on with that. Miss me with that. Whatever you want to call it. Move along. It is what it is. Um. So I got you, Red. I 100%. I understand. Welcome, Mrs. Kelly. Good to see you. Uh, Squirrel says sometimes visible in the way of normal depression as they let themselves go, hygiene or obvious. Yeah, oh yeah,
Mm.
that's true too. I mean, she didn't look the greatest. I'll give you that much. But again, there's resources. I have depression. I have anxiety. I get help for it. I mean, I don't look the greatest, but at least you guys see me. My hair's combed, and I try to be neat. So there's no excuse. These are excuses. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. It's
Yep.
an excuse.
Yep. And what's happened is inexcusable.
There is no excuse. None. I
No.
don't care what you tell me. You're not gonna make me think that anything about this is acceptable, or there's a reason at all in the world that can make this okay. I'm
No.
sorry. And
Nothing.
her attorney, I'm sure, is gonna pull the postpartum thing. They do it all the time. The
Oh,
insane,
mummy was abusive
right,
too.
right. Yeah, I
Mm.
don't care. I don't care. I don't. I know.
Neither do I.
I didn't. I know people that came from abusive relationships. My wife's, when she was a child, her it wasn't the greatest. Mine wasn't the greatest. I have great parents now. When I was a kid, things were a little different. They were still great parents. They took care of us, but things were a little different. You make choices in your life to do things a certain way. We always want to make our lives just a little bit better than they were when we were growing up, and we want our children's lives to be a little bit better than ours were as they're growing up.
For sure.
That's the
Yep.
way
And
that
that's
works.
how it should be.
That's how it works. There,
Mm-hmm.
there's no reason for that not to be that way. None. So
Nope.
I'm not
Nope.
taking any excuse that is thrown at me in regards to this as an acceptable reason. Period.
Nope. Neither am I.
I agree.
It's normal to want better for your children than what you had.
500%. 500%. Sorry about that.
That's all right. All good.
Where's that at? Sea Breezy says, I have a friend who teaches college, has a PhD. Her lawyer educated husband is not working. Oh, well, thank you, Breezy. I appreciate that. Um, I think wasn't it mentioned, Michelle, and anybody else, that the neighborhood, other than like other neighbors besides the babysitter, had made comments and were kind of like worried about this. I thought,
I know the babysitter mentioned it.
right, but I had thought I heard somewhere somebody's. I could be wrong, but that other neighbors had made mention or comments or something like that the situation over there was bad. I mean, I might be wrong, but oh no, okay, everybody's saying yes, so yeah, okay.
Mm.
So even though the babysitter, which is probably honestly, you guys, is probably how the CSP case was opened to begin with. You know what I mean? It was
Mm-hmm.
probably, if the babysitter didn't do it, it was probably somebody in that neighborhood that said, this woman beaks her babies with a belt and does this and that. That still makes me sick too. Um, there it is. I heard the other neighbors made reports. Okay, so that is true.
Yep.
Unbelievable. This is just
And see, Grandma said she didn't trust her, Leilani, either. So yeah, that just makes me even more angry.
yes, it does. It
Thanks,
does.
Christine. That just you
Like I said,
don't trust her, but hey, you have your kids.
if Billy Joe does not get charged, I'm going to be so pissed off. I'll be honest with you, because
Mm.
it doesn't make any sense for her not to. Um, and I think it would be a different series of charges than what Leilani would get.
Mm.
Leilani's last name is Simon. Um, twin mama. At least that's what I heard. Um, I think this, obviously law enforcement, the state, and all that is going to charge Leilani with murder, whatever. But I think that CSB would be the entity to force charges against Billy Joe in that sense, and then the state would pick that up and take it from there. I do believe that's how that would work.
Mm.
Um, Kitty Laughlin. Let's see here. Wow, you guys are moving. Okay, here we go. The mother was doing drugs plus had child support. Hearing for Quinton coming up. No excuse. Then no death penalty like the Parkland shooter. 17 lives of children taken. I get it. I do. And maybe the drugs took part in the reason why she did what she did. Not an excuse. I'm sorry. I'm not taking anything as an excuse for any. I won't, guys. I can't do it. I don't care if she was on drugs, postpartum, was visited by God, the president was there. I don't care what the hell the excuse is. There's not an answer for this. Nothing. And there never will
That's
be.
a good point, Mama Bear. Her son committed murder at 16. Now her daughter's killed her son.
It's in
What
the
is she?
family.
What has she taught them kids?
Well, we know what
What have they been through?
right. We know. I'd like to get a copy of this too. I need to see it. I think Crime and Justice had it. I want to see, and I want to show you guys charge for charge.
Oh yeah.
The criminal record that Billy Joe has, you guys. For those of you that weren't there, when we were in Doug's stream the other day, Crime and Justice started reading it off. I've never seen anybody that's not locked up right now that has that many charges against them that is still free, walking the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And they give this woman custody of children. What? Who did that? That's what I want to know. Who did that?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. That blows my mind.
I'm not kidding, Cece. There was more charges that she was charged with than she wasn't. She has done everything. There was a little bit of everything. I'm talking about neglect, abuse, and don't forget, you guys, that her children were taken from her too, including
Mhm.
Leilani. There was fraudulent. I mean, there was so much stuff. I think there was actually even a prostitution charge. There was everything: solicitation, writing bad checks, fraud charges. This, that. I mean, everything you can do, this woman did, and got custody of children.
Yeah, there was even robbery in that too, if I remember
Robbery,
correctly.
yes.
Yeah.
It was the whole thing. I mean, some people will
Mm.
stay in this realm, then some people are in this realm, some people are in this realm. She took the whole flipping tree and it covered it all.
She did.
Unbelievable. And here, let's give this woman some kids. You know, she'll be okay.
Mm.
I want to meet that person too. I want to know what person decided that Billy Joe Howell should have custody of kids with the criminal background. Because it doesn't take that long. They have to do that. There's a whole case study that's done when you get kids. I know this for a fact, especially if you take custody of them. They have to do that. In emergency situations, yes, they don't do as an extensive one.
I was just going to say that.
It's not as extensive, but there's still something done, and they have time, even if they're. I mean, it hasn't. That's why I wanted to know how long she's had custody of these kids, because that'll make it
That'll change it.
Yeah, it'll make it a little more understandable, but not enough. There's no excuse for any of it. Sorry.
Well, that's what I'm waiting for, to see how long she's had them for, so I can work out by CPS rules and laws. Like I said, I know how they work. I know their ins and outs.
Right. No, absolutely. I agree.
So, yeah, until I know how long she's actually had them for.
Mm-hmm. And again,
not that it still makes it an excuse.
It was just as easy to do a background check on the babysitter or the other undisclosed place that's a family member where the kids are right now.
Yep.
They could have done that with them kids too. Okay. Or Children's Services here has a home where they keep the kids if they can't put them in foster care.
Yep.
And there's also foster parents. So there's too many options for this to be okay. I'm sorry.
Yep. No, for sure. I'm 100% with you on that.
I'm just so mad. That's why I'm so animated today, you guys. It's either that or I'm gonna start swearing, and I'm trying really hard not to swear. So really hard.
I can control that. I don't swear.
I've gotten so much better. Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. Being a firefighter, you're going to swear. It happens that you're around it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's all that goes on. Okay. And you get used to it. The F word was like drinking water to me for a long time. So I've gotten way better with it. Unless I get really, really mad. That's why I said flipping a few minutes ago, because it was going to be the other word. I tried so hard not to do it. And being that I started doing this, I brought it down a lot more, because you don't want to do that. So
no,
I'm working on it.
Oh, look, I don't begrudge anybody from doing this. Up to them. I just personally don't swear.
It's a choice.
I haven't for years.
Yep. And that's great. That is great. I'm getting better with it. Believe me, you wouldn't be able to sit in this room with me for more than 2 minutes before, because it was just F and did that fuck F and F and F and F and F. Okay, that's enough. To the point where you catch yourself like, wow, I really say that a lot. You know what I mean?
But that's what life's about.
Yeah.
It's about retraining yourself. It's about improving yourself. It's about looking at yourself and what you do wrong, the mistakes you make, and correcting them.
That's right.
About the person you are. Absolutely. Which is hard for so many people, because they can't do that. It's always attack everybody else.
I'll be honest with you. It's hard.
Instead of look at their own selves first.
Oh,
yeah, it is.
When you live your life, especially at our age, when you get to a certain age, you're used to something. It's what it is. And then you got to turn around and basically re-raise yourself and retrain yourself to be a different person. That's not easy, guys. I'm not lying to you. It's just as bad as quitting smoking, quitting drinking, any of those things. It's that hard. I'll be honest. So, if you can do it, more power, and God bless you. I'll tell you right now.
Yep. Before you pick on somebody else's faults, look at your own.
That's right. That's one of the first things that I taught myself when I started being, trying to be a different person. It was figuring out everything that I do wrong before I judged other people. And there was a lot. There was a whole lot.
Yep. My other thing is, as I said, I'm too old to care about what is said about me because nobody can criticize me more than what I can criticize myself. So
Right.
that's why they can't get at me.
Oh,
I just wish them all the love and respect in the world.
right. I agree. I agree. Christine Rose, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your walk and be safe out there, and I will see you soon. And I appreciate that.
Bye, Christine. Love you too, hun.
That's a good point, Daisy. We deal with our shadow selves. That's a fact.
Yep, for
That is.
sure.
But here's the thing: is people that say I can't change, that person can't change, that person will never change, or I'll never change. That's all BS, you guys. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. I promise you that. I
Yep,
promise you that. I was not a
sure
nice.
can.
I really wasn't. I referred to myself as an a-hole. I'll put it that way. I was always mad. I was always angry at people. I was very short with people. I did not have the time for people. I was selfish, I guess you could put it, and I did not like that one. And like I said, it takes self-realization. When other people can tell you till they're blue in the face, you're an a-hole. I don't like you right now. You're not a nice person. You're just a mean person. Um, I for years people told me that I had a face. Okay, a face
Mm-hmm.
that I had, and it was always like this,
Yep.
the resting bitch face they call it, and I did.
Yep.
That's how I looked. People were always intimidated by me, afraid to talk to me, thinking I was always irritated or mad, which 9 times out of 10 I was. Um, and because I was miserable all the time. For what? It was mainly because of my first marriage, and I was
Mm,
young when I got married, and I didn't have such a so-called life or whatever you want to call it. That's all BS, and those are all excuses. There is no reason to be that way. It's a choice,
that's it.
and I decided to change that, and I'm very, very pleased with myself and proud of myself for doing that. I've made a big difference in my own life as well as my family's life. So yes, it can be done.
Of course it can. And that's what your life's meant to be about.
That's part of it too. I had to tell myself, God didn't give me this life to be miserable and mean all the time. There's no point in that. Life is too short to be that way, you guys. Period.
Oh, God, yeah. You miss out on the greatness,
Right.
the simple things in life.
No lie. Twinkle Star, have a great day. Thank you so much for jumping in. I appreciate you and hope to see you soon. Have a great one. That's right, Daisy. It does make us stronger. Completely makes us stronger.
Well, yeah, sure does.
So, um, I don't know. Does anybody have any questions or comments about this today? There's not much to say, I'm sure, but if you do, I would love to hear them. I'm sure we both would. The numbers there, 234 703 4047. Give us a call and let us know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Like I said, I'd love to hear it. Absolutely. Like I said, I know we all have the same feelings on this, I'm sure. Uh,
Yep.
so
But it's good to hear from other people.
it is. It is. Please voice your opinions. Get it out, guys. Sometimes it helps, especially if you're upset or angry about the situation. Talk about it. I've learned that it really does help. Um, and if you guys have any other thoughts based on anything else that maybe me and Lisa didn't talk about, let us know.
Yep.
Again, I'd love to hear it. And my phone is ringing, so let's see. Is that? I bet you that would be Miss Michelle. Let's see. 1 second. It is. Starting to know phone numbers now. How about that one? You're getting psychic. Uh-huh. Hello, Miss Michelle. How are you today? You're on the air.
I'm getting better now that I've sat through this live stream. I was very sad last night. Then I got angry like Lisa, and then I got sad again, and I thought, I'll wait till morning and see what happens. And
I get it. We both
there you
do.
were, and I'm like, okay, let me watch and calm down. And
Well, I'm glad that this helped you because it definitely helped me. Like I said, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. CC, have a great day and hope to see you soon. And thank you for being here. Like I said, when I started this, I was very hot still, and it does help to talk it out, to get it out of your mind a little bit, and have another person to talk to it about. It really does help. So I'm glad that this has helped you.
but what I'd like to use this platform right now to get something off my chest, because there's no other way to do this.
Okay.
I sat here yelling at my laptop last night. My son thought I lost my mind. This is okay. As much as I love coming on and watching the streams and getting information and trying to help wherever I can, which isn't much, but supportively.
And you do that quite a bit, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. And when I saw the other creators head out to that house, my heart sank, first of all, because YouTuber creators like Doug and you and Crime and Justice and Lisa and a handful of others out there could do so much good for cases, because we pick things up, we see things. Maybe somebody will come in and say something they wouldn't say to law enforcement, but they'll come in and say it in YouTube.
Right.
But you get these actions done, and it gives YouTubers a bad name.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
I could
100%.
if the case started going cold like poor Dylan Rounds, and you want to go out and say, nope, we're not going to let this, we're going to come here and support the family, and we want this young man found, I could support that. But in a case that's active and it's moving and the police are actually doing their job, why do you feel the need to go out there?
For views.
Let
Show and tell.
thing until it looks like it's not going to do something. Views and money, both of them. I love one of them. I mean, I go at night when I can't sleep. I have insomnia, and I'm entertained, and I laugh and I think when I go to that creator's channel.
Absolutely.
But both of them, money was flying in, and I'm like, this is insane.
And it's a fact, and they know, especially I call her Big Mouth Betty, but her and Dolly both know that their drama that they make when they do these things is going to cause a react, and that react is going to bring the money in from the people that want to see this kind of thing, which it's sad to say this, but there are people that love to watch drama. Okay, it's a fact. That's why the drama communities exist out here on YouTube, and that's what people go to. They get a charge from it, I guess you could say, and it is what it is, guys. I mean, that's what it is. So
they're jeopardizing the case, too.
Right. And that's what it's doing. It's sad to say it. You know, Big Mouth Betty and Ding Dong Dolly, they do this. This is what they do. This is their whole thing. This is what they do. I'm sorry, but that's what I call them. I don't like them. I don't like the people that do these things. None of them, because it's not helping. Especially a case like this. This was a 20-month-old child. Okay, yeah. He needed and needs the whole time, his whole little life that he had. He needed support, stability, and people to care for him, not people to scream through a flipping bullhorn and smoke weed in front of his house. That's not how that works.
Yeah, the run's too late.
And there's nothing wrong. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say.
I have a little lag.
You're okay. I was just going to say, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with smoking weed, okay? But in that situation, it's not right. You don't do that. You just don't do that, okay? That's all. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, and I'll be honest. I'm just before I went to bed, and I said, "Well, I'm going to go through it one more time. Is there anything from the news? Did they come out with anything? You know?" And your big mouth Betty was, and I said, "Okay, let me see I want to see how long it takes her to get into it, where she takes credit."
I think she already.
And it didn't take her long.
Right. I was going to say.
It did not take her long to say, "Oh, I put the pressure on her, and I came out here because this is a 20-month-old baby." And I'm going, "Lady, you make me sick."
I
had get into a fight with the grandmother on camera, and you made both of you look like morons.
Mm-hmm. And then she said, "Did I take out my bullhorn? No. You don't have to.
No.
Your mouth is big enough without it."
For sure.
Yeah.
It's all about the drama. It's all about the drama with Dolly. It's all about the drama with Molly. It's just ridiculous. It's not drama. This is somebody's life.
It should only and ever be about the victim.
Never, ever.
No. And he was the first one when I was in Doug's channel when someone posted that this had come out, and Doug's like, "What? No, what do you mean?" No, and they both started clamming justice, and Doug started looking, "What? What's going on?"
Right.
And I remember somebody put it in that Dolly and this and that, and then of course I opened up another tab. And there's all I know. I'm sitting out front of the house. It's all quiet. None of this. That's some false information. And I'm thinking, you're right there. And there was a news report where the man was standing right in front of their house, and he said,
"Yeah,
that the chief of police had told them that they think that they know that the mother is involved." And I'm like, how the hell did you miss that reporter? We're sitting in the car, I guess, smoking weed, but but they were swearing up and down. No, and we went to the landfall. Nobody's out there, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe they haven't gotten there yet. Maybe this is so new, nobody's gotten out there yet.
Right.
And you have to contact. I would assume, hand to God, that they're going to use cadaver dogs, because I don't know how else you would find a baby in a landfill.
Yeah, they'll
using a cadaver dog.
They'll have to, for sure.
Yep.
It's gonna be kind of tedious, but they'll get it.
Yeah.
That whole thing reminds me of, and this whole situation that we're talking about reminds me of. I don't know if you guys remember, in the beginning, well, kind of the beginning of the Summer Wells case. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The idiot patrol, I call them. You know, it was JLR and Muckmouth Molly, as I call her, and Big Mouth Betty, and all them. They go out to the house, and then dumbass, I mean, I can't stand him. Benny Keys was there okay, and he's there with the Wells because he had befriended them at that point in time and was on their side at that time, and they get into a fight. Benny gets into a fight with the two girls, because JLR is too much of a wuss to go up against him, but and they're arguing in front of these people's house whose child is there, that they're there supposedly to support the family. Well, Benny was, and the other three were there to go against the family because they believed that they had something to do with it. This was about Summer Wells, not any one of the six of them. Okay, or the five of them, or whatever it was. But anyway, the point is, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the people that give the rest of us a bad name, and the rest of the people that are actually out here that care about what we're doing and care about the victims in these scenarios, or that we're trying to be voices for, that no longer can speak for themselves. No, you have people like this that are going out and bragging about how much weed they're smoking and who they can do this to, and how much money they've made, and how they're going to get money this way, and how they're going to do this and how they're going to do that. It completely burns me.
But somebody explained to me how standing outside somebody's house yelling through a bullhorn is going to change or make them come out and say, "Oh, I confess, I did it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
It doesn't.
Well, and her other thing was, do you know how many flyers there were in this town? 20, because I brought them. And I'm thinking, I agree. The family wasn't doing anything to look for this little boy. They were trying to figure out how to save their own butt.
That's why they didn't need to go, because everybody, including you guys, we all knew what this case was.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that that child didn't walk out of that house. We knew that that child was not abducted from that house. We
Mhm.
knew that it had something to do with either the mother, the grandmother, or somebody that's involved in that family. We all knew that from day one, okay? There was no reason for anybody to go to that house to do any kind of protesting, to do any. You're not helping any. What are you doing? If anything,
Terrorizing the. I can tell you what they're doing. Sorry, they're terrorizing the children that are still in that house.
exactly,
Yes.
and irritating the police and irritating the neighbors and making the people, the suspects,
And
you know, even giving them more clout or whatever you want to call it because of this bullshit. I'm sorry.
and scaring other small children in the neighborhood too.
And it, like,
Yep.
well,
Please.
and like Lisa said, in the house, the other children that were in the
Yeah.
house, there's no reason for that.
Yeah,
No.
we want to do it outside my house.
Irritated me so bad. And
I read your
to
comment. I
think
believe I
that-
remember. I know. It was disgusting. It is. And here's my thing with that whole thing, Michelle. If you can't get views just by doing what you're doing, like what I'm doing right now, then you don't need to be doing this.
Amen.
Period. And if you're doing this to make this a career to live off of the rest of your life, then you don't need to be doing this, because it's not. I'm sorry. It just it doesn't work. I'm sorry. Welcome, Melissa Dawn. Yeah, and that's a fact. What she just said, that point right there, is part of it. Acting that way discourages people from speaking. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Certainly does.
A complete fact.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Melissa, for that, because it is. And that's what makes me angry with these quote unquote creators, because they're not creating anything but drama and a mess. Chaos, drama, and a mess. You're right.
Disruption.
They go and say, oh, we're here for this and we're here for that, and like with the whole Summer Wells and Gabby Petito thing, they were all over everything. Okay, great, grand, whatever. Answer me 2 questions. Did any one of them do anything in either one of those 2 cases?
No.
Nothing at all. So they wasted all this money that they needed people to send to them to help with their cases and buy them these ridiculously expensive things to help with their cases and do this and do that, and did nothing, knowing they knew they couldn't do anything when they went there.
Yep.
What do you offer, Big Mouth? You yell through a bullhorn. I can do that. I got one in my dining room. You want me to do that? Would that help you guys? No, it doesn't. It's ridiculous.
I'd like to see that though.
I can show you, Jack. Anyway, I'd like to put it up to people like her face and you just scream at it and see how she feels with it. She's an idiot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Well, the other thing that runs through my mind as I'm watching this, I know Lisa mentioned it, flashbacks to Casey Anthony case.
Oh, yeah.
And that grandmother, and like I said, okay, she didn't live in the house, even though she had her own little room when she stayed with Grandma and Grandpa, and it was, you know. But for me, if I go and I say, hey, you know, I haven't seen the granddaughter in a day or two, how about bring her over? Come on, I want some grandma time.
Uh-huh.
And you can't get an answer where this kid is?
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, baby, I'm at your door going, hey, open this door. I want to see her right now. No more of this. And no.
Right. That's same with my daughter. If my son one time said, yeah, I don't know where she's at. What? What do you mean you don't know where she's at? Let's go. Get in the car. Let's go. That's how that works.
Don't tell me, oh, she's with the babysitter. What babysitter? Who's paying for the babysitter?
Yeah, with
when
me, I'd have been
hire
like,
the babysitter?
I'm the babysitter.
I want to meet the babysitter.
Right. Yeah, that.
Dear God, they want to answer me.
Oh, right.
I mean, my grandkids are 5 minutes. I go around a little loop, and they're on the other side of the woods here. I see them when they come over here for cookies and Grandma, hey, will you fix me dinner? And because their parents are working right now,
Right.
and they range from 16 to 11. And if they don't come over, one of them calls me every day on Facebook, and we FaceTime on Message. She tells me about her day at school. She tells me what they're doing at the house. So I have contact all the time.
Right.
If I didn't get contact for 24 hours, I'd be, what, is she sick? What's going on? Hey, hello.
I agree.
So don't mess with Grandma. Grandmas are,
Right.
You thought we were bad when we were mothers? Wait till we become grandmas.
That's a fact.
Thank you.
I'm 58, and maybe my neuropathy slows me down a little bit, but I'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
I will get there.
Yep.
And I can't accept that. I can't. I changed their diapers too, and I was there when my first granddaughter came out of my daughter, and that was a miracle. I didn't get to see my own kids.
Erie, to answer that question real quick, Erie, land for Phil, yes, there's a distinct difference though. Those dogs are trained on cadaver corpses, so on and so forth, so they don't smell. They can smell rotting meat, beef, chicken, whatever. It's different. It's completely different. They're going to go directly to that smell, so they will differentiate. I promise you, for sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And I'm going to throw one last thing out there. I mean, it doesn't have to do with this case, but it's a passion I have right now. I don't want to hear any more excuses for people leaving their babies in cars. I just want to strangle those people.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Even if Dad, all of a sudden, I'm going for 6 months and I haven't, and the mother says, "Oh my God, I can't take the baby to daycare." Can you take her? Obviously, there's a car seat in the back. You must use the car with the child at times. Both vehicles have car seats in them.
Right.
How in the hell, if somebody explained that to me, you put a child in the back seat?
Yep.
That makes no sense to me. It never has. Never will.
Sorry, I get so passionate
when they are looking in their rearview mirror too.
All winter long and not hear anything. And the minute summer comes, that's when it happens.
Right. What was that you said, Lisa?
I said when they are driving and looking in their rearview mirror, how do they ever forget there is a child in the back?
That'll never make sense to me, ever.
No.
I have never forgotten that I put my child, even if he was little and sleeping. Of course, the first months of his life, we had to disconnect the airbag because he had reflux so bad that he was constantly vomiting. Yeah. And there were times I'd have to turn his head so he wouldn't choke, so we had to put him in the front seat.
Right.
And I had that happen once where I had to pull over to the side. I was almost constant accident trying to get over to the side of the road so he wouldn't choke.
Right.
But I can never imagine putting a small child or a baby in the back seat. That is the most precious thing you have that you put in that vehicle, and you can't remember, put your cell phone in the back. To hell with that.
No.
Be parents. Grow up and say.
There is no. That's another one there's no excuse for. I'm sorry.
No. And this all tied in my mind last night. I'm going, stop with the excuses.
Yep.
We're parents. You have responsibility. Like we've all said, these children depend on us to get them through.
Right.
And whether they're in the back battling or they fall asleep, there's no way you can forget that child is with you.
Nope.
No, and yet they wouldn't forget their groceries or their shopping in a car.
Nope. Nope, not at all.
And they didn't give birth to them.
Yep.
You're right.
And the CPS thing drives me nuts. I had to deal with it with my daughter for about 2 weeks. And my husband had come home from the hospital. My son was recovering from hip surgery. He was 9 years old. He had to have hip surgery, but he was up and walking. My husband had been home 3 days, I think, from the hospital.
Right. And
they wouldn't let me keep my grandchildren. They said I had too much on my plate. So my son-in-law's father and his brother there were 4 of them, and they split them, and that made me so damn mad. I'm like, they need to be together. Don't
Right.
split them.
Right.
But they wouldn't let me keep them. I had the room. I'm one of 6. My mother taught me well. They wouldn't let me keep them because my husband had just come home from the hospital. And I despised the CPS worker. She had an attitude. But when it was closed, when my kids found a place and they had moved back here from Tennessee, and some relative was pissy and turned them in because they didn't have a permanent place to stay at that moment. And when it was cleared and they got their place, there were some issues with Medicaid cards and the other grandparent taking money that they didn't need because they didn't have the kids.
Right.
And we finally got that all fixed. But I sat back and I said, CPS has gone through a lot of things. They were accused of taking kids and and then they're not taking kids. And I think it needs to be revamped. I think the whole damn program needs to be revamped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
From top.
Completely.
It's a failure.
It's needed that for a long time. It's not ever been, in my opinion, a valuable source of a valuable resource for that situation, for those situations. Not yet as to date. So
from top to bottom, it needs to be redone. And you've got situations where they take kids they really didn't need to take.
Oh yeah,
and then you've got Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. I feel better. And I'm going to get off so somebody else can call.
Absolutely no problem.
And I love you, Lisa, and I love that beautiful hair and your puppy.
Thank you very much.
Are you still there,
It's
Lisa?
lovely to speak to you.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
And I'll see everyone back in the chat.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Good to hear from you as always.
Thanks, Michelle.
All right, bye-bye. See? There it is, guys. People got to get things off their chest. It's the best way to do it and to talk about it. So, that's a fact, Squirrel. I was going to mention something about that the other day. Welcome, Kitty. It's good to have you here. Thanks so much for dropping in. YouTube is a strange place. They even give suspects a platform or try to contact them. I've never seen anything like it before. Me either.
No.
And Squirrel, you made a comment earlier. This shouldn't be happening. You're absolutely right. And I'm going to ask you guys a question and make a statement at the same time. As far as these bullhorn, big mouth, ding dong, whatever you want to call any of these people that are out here doing this, that are going to these sites and doing this, and they're supposedly active in all these cases, same cases that we are, right? Let me ask a question. Why have you guys seen any of them in Lucian at all in regards to Dylan Rounds? I've not seen any one of them show up for the Dylan Rounds case.
No, not at all. Of course not.
Not at all.
It doesn't have much attention.
I haven't seen any of them show up for Kylie's case. Now that has had attention, but they haven't shown up. They pick and choose what they choose to do. If you're really there to support these victims and you're really there to advocate for these cases, it would be all of them, in my opinion.
Of course it would.
That's more bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry.
It's only the bigger cases.
Yep. The ones that they know that they're going to get the drama views and the people paying money to see them do what they're doing.
For sure.
That's what it's all about.
And be put on the news.
Right. That's exactly it. That's why Dylan's case, I've been calling, I'm not going to lie to you guys, 60 Minutes Inside Edition. what the hell's the other one? Emails and calls, all these things. I've been trying to get Dylan's case put nationally on TV to get the awareness out there, so on and so forth. And nobody's called me back on, unfortunately. But that's what needs to happen. We don't need people with bullhorns and stuff like that going out to do that. Those are the types of things you do, okay? And this
Yep.
type of stuff, not those types of things. I'm sorry.
There's another case, Daniel Robertson.
Daniel Robinson, yes, absolutely.
Yep.
That's sad. Absolutely sad.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody has
His
done
poor
anything.
father.
Yes. I feel so bad for his father.
Yep, and he's doing it on his own.
And it really, Squirrel's right. It really is an enigma. It's definitely weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Jen. Vultures prey on children. That's exactly what it is. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Such a
So
sad.
she has been arrested.
Oh, she has?
Apparently. Let me check.
Mm-hmm. Let me go look at real quick. There's got to be something by now.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay.
I was blabbing. My fault, guys. I should have been looking.
The grandmother reveals the location. Cops believe his body is buried.
Buried?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the landfill scenario?
Well, that's what I'm trying to read.
Oh.
This is the Sun, by the way.
The Sun? Okay. Pamela, what channel are they going to broadcast? Do you know by chance? Let me see.
Yeah, it says she believes it was the grandmother that told him and the reporters that she believes the boy's remains are in the landfill.
Oh, okay. So not buried. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it. That's a good point right there. Strike first. If you can't handle your own kids, keep your legs shut and keep it in your pants. Period. To
For
be
sure.
blunt, that's it right there. Good point, my friend. Good point.
Oh, no. Well, according to this report, which was an hour ago, they're still saying no arrests have been made, no charges have been filed. You kidding me?
That doesn't make any sense.
You
Unless
got to be kidding me.
I bet they're waiting on some kind of test to come back, and it's probably taken too long. That way they can actually do what they have to do, which is ridiculous. Yeah, that I've seen that happen before. Damn it. Oh, they were looking at a neighbor's backyard. Okay. Wow. I'm starting to wonder if that's right, Jen. Right there. And you know what? I was watching her when she reacted to the news that she was giving. I'm starting to think that she may have known from the beginning.
Yeah, no, you got to wonder.
Yeah, I'm really starting to think. It doesn't make any. I'm starting to really wonder that. What was I doing? Oh, hold on 1 second. Trying to find where this press conference is going to be. All right, let's see. Damn it. It's not giving it to me. What channel was the other one on? It was on
That I can't tell you.
That's what I'm looking for. Just check WFLA, but yeah, I figured they were doing that. WBAC 3. Let's see. WBAC 3. news. All right, let's see what happens here. Thank you, Karen. Very much appreciated. Watch live. Okay. Let me see. Load up. Yeah, I've been thinking, honest to God, you guys, and that now that Jen brought that up, the whole thing where she busted into the babysitter's house and went off on her like that. I'm starting to wonder if she knew something ahead of time and like was angry because the babysitter was putting that out there like that and was going to make people think that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder that, honest to God. I know it sounds ridiculous in some ways, but I'm just saying it very well could have been. Um, Come on, load up. Let's see. Jen also says, if I think my internet's giving problems again today. Sorry, guys. Again, guys, please hit the like button if you guys are into the stream today. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, it was definitely like a diversion. Breezy, I agree with you on that one, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Now that I look back and think about it, with everything else that's happened, there's a very good possibility she did, which she should be charged either way. But this would just make it even better. Right. And I felt like the grandfather was going to say something when they were being interviewed. I get that too, Jen. If you watch him and watch his body language, he seemed like absolutely. See, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder.
Yeah, found it.
You found the presser
Um,
or something else?
police hosting press conference on 20-month-old toddler presumed dead.
Where
It
at?
is on. I give up.
Really then?
15 News, ABC 15 News.
ABC 15. KNX TV? Maybe. Arizona, Phoenix. No. Wait. They're in Georgia. Let me try it this way. ABC.
Come up.
Georgia. Let's see how that works. ABC Georgia. ABC 15 Georgia. Okay. I think I found that. Okay. Give me that. Yes, I do talk to myself, you guys. Oh, thank you so much, Jen Toasty. I appreciate that so much. With the super chat. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Okay. ABC 15 of Georgia. Is it KNXB? Maybe not. God, there's so many. Go ahead. You gonna say something?
Yeah, no, now I can't find it. I was just on it, went out of it to see.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Gotta love the internet, right?
No.
It's right. I agree. Absolutely
Am I
not.
going insane? Okay, where did you go?
Oh, Lord. And I agree, Preezy. I've been saying prayers for the babysitter. I feel so bad for her. I really do.
Oh no, I found it again.
Well, okay. Good deal. Oh, Karen, thank you so much. Absolutely. We appreciate it. More than you know. I guess I'm going to have to come up with a thing like everybody else does with their trains. I'll come up with my own thing. Drop another meatball in the sauce. There you go. How about that? No, I'm just kidding. Very, very much appreciated, Miss Karen. Thank you so much. I very much appreciated. The green shit was Ground Zero. That was. Oh yeah. No, I remember Squirrel. That was destroyed. I mean, when Brenner went in there and did his quote unquote cleaning job, I'm pretty sure he threw things away purposely that he knew what he was throwing away. So, and they just pretty much stood there and let him do what he wanted to do. So, you know, the babysitter reading the babysitter is good. The babysitter pressed charges on the grandmother. Good for her.
Good. I'm glad she did.
I'm absolutely ecstatic that she did that.
Okay. According to this can't be the press that it's on, because according to this, it says that they will brief the public on updates from the case and answer questions from the media on Thursday at 1 p.m, which Fox 28 will carry live. So it's Fox 28.
Fox 28. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do that anyway. So yeah, okay. Thank you, Miss Lisa.
No problem.
No, wait a minute. Fox 28. There's like 3 of them.
No,
okay.
don't tell me that.
I know how to figure it out. I've been doing this long enough with all these news channels.
Yeah, it only says Fox 28.
Fox 28 Savannah. That's what it is. There we go. WTGS. Fox 28. Savannah, Georgia. Bingo. Facebook. No, I don't want Facebook. I want the live feed from the TV station. Stop fighting with me, computer. We're supposed to,
I'm glad I'm not the only one that tells their computer off.
right. We're supposed to be friends, computer.
That's it.
I give you things. I plug you into the wall, and I talk to you every day, and I stare at you all day, and I fall asleep on you, and all sorts of things. You need to work with me here. Good Lord. Okay. Fox 28 Savannah. I'm going to try to, Jeej, if I can get it up here. Here we go. Okay. Unfortunately, it seems like we do this a lot now. Watch these press conferences when they come out with bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, this one has some good news about this. Great. Come on.
I have to think about that. I don't think any good is going to come out of this.
Well, the only good is when I refer to that is that the arrests have been made, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I found it. Come on. Open up for me. Or is it not time? Yeah. It's my internet. It's running slow. I'm sorry. We will have a 1 p.m. briefing.
Yes, it's going to be sad.
Mm-hmm. That's already sad, but yes, you're right. Like I said, the only thing good news wise will be that she's been arrested.
I know that they've all been arrested would make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Not just her. Sorry.
I don't think Billy Joe's going to be arrested at the same time, but I think it's going to happen. Come
They
on,
want to
Lou.
make sure it happens.
Yeah.
Time to make an example.
And I think if it doesn't happen, YouTube's going to probably explode.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can promise you there's a lot more people than just us that feel this way.
Oh, God, yeah.
I can promise you that.
Well, me too. But they need to start making an example out of these people.
Yes. 100%.
Sorry.
Oh my God, my computer. Please work with me. You need me to pet you or something? Come on. This only happens when I need it to. This happened the other day when I was trying to pull up the press conference for Jalissa. Same damn thing. It's like it knows.
Yep, I noticed that.
It's ridiculous. Oh, I think I might have found it. Hold on. And it's live. Come on. Finish loading. Was that it? No, this is the damn Pascal show. I don't want to see this. Stop telling me lies. It's telling me lies. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. And I'm going to cross my fingers. And I'm going to pray to God that my computer loves me enough to do this.
While you do that, I'm just going to grab a drink.
Yes, ma'am. Take your time. Come on. Right. Don't. Oh, by the way, not to mention you guys. So with everything else that's going on, my coffee pot died yesterday. How about that? You want to talk about mad? I almost cried over that because I love my coffee. And I'm being for real. My Keurig died. I was so sad. Not lying. I still am. Got to get a new coffee pot. And I can't use a regular coffee pot anymore. I have to use a Keurig now. I don't know what it is. Fox 28. Savannah. Oh my God.
How we going with it?
I'm working on it still. Those French presses are nice, Jules. I wish. Yeah, I was telling them on top of everything else, my coffee pot died yesterday.
I heard that.
I'm so very sad. Okay, is
I
that
would
it?
be too. I can't live without my coffee. It's my vice.
Uh-huh. I get it. I get it.
Everywhere I go, I had my coffee.
Uh-huh. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Live on the stuff.
Okay. Okay, I'm on the thing now. Where is the damn press conference at? Come on, give it to me. Is this it? I think it might
Are
be.
you watching it, Mama Bear?
That press conference just made me even more mad. The chief doesn't know crap.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned. Hold on.
That's
I
a
think
bit
I got it.
scary.
Now that's probably over, but hold on. All right, guys, here we go. Sorry it took me so damn long. So you already seen it, Mama Bear. I'm sorry. I wish I would have been quicker with it. I hope this works, and I hope you can hear it. Can you guys hear it? Where is the volume? It says it's turned up on. What? Hold on. Definitely not loud enough, because if I can't hear it, you guys probably can't hear it. This is ridiculous.
This is the records for missing person case. The report was taken on August 12th, 2022, but the actual date of the last, the last date that Mr. Johnson officer was seen was August 11th. Jonathan Robinson is the
Wait, this isn't it? What the hell? How many press conferences are they having? I'm so mad right now. I'm getting even more mad. That's about somebody else. Where'd she go? 1 second. That was not it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't think that they would have the same press conferences one after another. So my apologies. Let me clear this for a minute. Mama Bear, where did you find it at? Yeah, that was a different one. That's the whole problem. This is so irritating. This should not be this hard. Unreal. Isn't me, guys. I know what I'm doing. It's just not giving me anything. Okay, where's it at? Is this it? Please. Chatham County. When was this posted? Come on. The Fox 29 website says it hasn't even started. Oh, okay. Well, then that's what is it? What is the Fox 29 website called? Or Fox 28? That's what I was thinking, because it's only 12:47 here. Isn't it the same time there? Fox 28 Savannah. There we go. Okay, good. How did you watch it then already? Unless this was an old one. WTGS. I'm hoping so. I got a notification. It's Leilani in jail. Eastern time. So then, yeah, it's not. It shouldn't have started yet if it was 1 o'clock. It says right here, Chatham County Police hosting press conference on 20-month-old presumed dead. Okay, so it's not. Okay, I'm clicking on it. Give it to
You
me.
must be at the same place I am.
Yeah, it's got like 4 or 5 or a bunch of little blocks, and then it says.
This is the one I read to you earlier that says about it, which Fox 28 will carry live.
Oh, right, that's what I'm trying to find is the live feed for it when it starts.
Yeah.
And I can't find a live feed. I've been on this website 3 times. Unless I just found it. Maybe. It's got a picture of the chief standing at a podium. And I'm praying to God this is it. Hello, Radio God. Good to see ya. Maybe this is it.
Are you looking at... I think you're looking at the same one I'm looking at.
Does that look
good? Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Chief Jeff Halley with the Chatham County Police Department, and we wanted to provide everyone with an update to the extent that we can on the missing Quinton Simon.
Can you guys hear it?
We have yet to locate
little Quinton.
Yes.
We need to investigate this incident. We've got some assistance from the FBI. We got numerous interviews to conduct today, as well as downloading phones and things of that nature to try to bring this case to a conclusion. It still remains a missing child investigation at this point until we reach a different conclusion based on any evidence that we may find or any updates or developments that we may occur here today. Just to kind of recap what we have done, as you know, we had aviation out here yesterday all day or half of the day, providing air support. We had mounted patrol from Savannah Police Department, which we sincerely appreciate. We had SEMA and the volunteers doing a grid search, an area search, looking for little Quinton. And as of this morning, we still have yet to locate him. So a lot of work to do. Our investigators are working extremely hard. They were here till 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, and then came back in at 8 o'clock for a briefing, and are out here this morning continuing to investigate. So that is unfortunately all the update, substantive update that we have here this morning. I'd be happy to answer a few questions that you may have, and we'll go from there. So.
Chief, is foul play suspected at all in this disappearance?
As of this time, we have not had any evidence to lead us to believe foul play, but everything's on the table, honestly. So we're looking at this from many different angles. We're getting all the technology that we can, looking for cameras that were in the area, things of that nature. So, but as of this interview, we don't have anything of substance that would lead us to believe that. It's still a missing child investigation.
Do you know why it took 3 hours to report the child missing to police?
I don't know it took 3 hours to report to the police. I haven't gotten into that level of detail when the mother noticed the child was missing. The only information that I have is that the boyfriend woke up, saw the child at 6 a.m. The mother woke up at some other time later and then reported the child missing at 9:39. I believe the call came into 911. So the time difference and whatnot, I'm not privy to that level of detail at this second.
From what I understand, much of the morning, specifically when it did start getting light out, police weren't out there. Only recently now police are. So why wait, in those precious hours of daylight in the morning to have police out there?
Please restate your question. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What I understood from a reporter on the scene, one of our reporters, there was much of daylight time this morning where police weren't out there. It kind of took a little bit. Can you kind of explain?
This morning?
Yeah.
So, well, we had conducted our area grid search yesterday. So we didn't believe that we had exhausted that geographic area where we felt perhaps if he wandered away that he would be in that area. So we wanted to regroup this morning. We were out till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now we're narrowing it down to other small geographic areas.
So this is the old one, and it hasn't hasn't started yet. So okay.
So we just felt that
it's 12:53 right now.
Geographic coverage area with what we did yesterday with the aviation, with the mounted patrol, with our drone, and we didn't feel that that would
Just from the past.
Be back at that exact location this morning.
How are the parents doing at this point from your perspective?
Well, I haven't talked to them personally. Obviously, they have been working with our detectives. I can only
that's what I'm doing, Jules. Thank you, though.
You know, at this point, they're victims. You know, they are dealing with the loss of a child. They're worrying and wondering where he may be at. And so, as any of us, if we were in that position, I would be terrified. Having 6 children of my own, if one of my children were missing, I'd be a mess, quite frankly.
And then follow up to that, does Quinton have any siblings? Are there any other brothers or sisters?
I believe there is an older sibling, maybe a year older or so. I think it's a boy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Chief, so the FBI was there yesterday to help. Is that customary, or were there certain aspects of the case that they thought it was necessary for them?
You read.
They will continue to help with the investigation. In this type, because it's a missing child, but there's also a potential it could have been abducted. Obviously, that falls within their wheelhouse. You know, they're
what link, Mama Bear?
They have an enormous amount of resources that necessarily local law.
What link are you talking about, Mama Bear? Oh, ouch. It won't show up unless, yeah. It should be right here somewhere though. At any time now. Let's see here. Come on. That's okay, Mama Bear. Not your fault. Come on, load for me. Please. I'm hoping it pops on right here. I clicked that link and it should do it. All right, Schmooby Hun, thank you so much for everything. You great job today, as always. I much appreciate it, and I will see you soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully, we'll talk to you soon. I'm afraid to go off of this because I don't want to miss anything, but Come on. I'm not trying to leave. I don't want to watch your commercials either.
Personally, I go with Sparkles. It cleans everyday messes, and it won't clean out your wallet.
Load. All this, and it's taking me right back to damn YouTube. Are you kidding me?
Over the last 8 days, mother Leilani Simon as the primary suspect in Quinton's disappearance and death. We have not made an arrest or filed any charges at this time. From the moment we received a reporting Quinton missing, we have conducted an exhaustive search for him. Sadly, we still have not found Quinton. But our search and our investigation will continue, and it will continue with every available resource we have in order to give Quinton's family closure and see that justice is served in this case. I would like to thank the FBI for their invaluable expertise and assistance to their search and for the help they will continue to provide moving forward. We know that millions of people fell in love with Quinton Simon the moment they saw his face and learned of his disappearance. We have seen the outpouring of love and concern for this child and the outpouring of grief at the latest developments in this case. The men and women of the Chatham County Police Department share that same sadness, but we also feel very determined to keep working as hard as we can and for as long as we have to find Quinton. Now, Special Agent Clark will have some comments, and then I'll return with some closing statements.
Good afternoon. My name is Will Clark. I am the Senior Supervisory
No sound.
every tip and every piece of evidence to get to this point, and we will continue to do so. The FBI entered this case less than 3 hours after Quinton was reported missing. The FBI has provided the Chatham County Police Department resources in this case, and those resources have come in the form of investigative, analytical, and technical assistance. For the past week, over 40 FBI agents, analysts, task force officers, and professional sports staff who live in the coastal Georgia area have worked tirelessly and continuously on this investigation. Last Wednesday, we mobilized our Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, the CARD team in short, which brings with it experts from across the country who specialize in missing children cases. As needed, and as the investigation continues to progress, the FBI stands ready to deploy additional resources. In closing, we share the sorrow felt by millions and pledge every resource to assist the Chatham County Police Department in finding little Quinton.
Thank you, Agent Clark. And in closing, I understand the intense interest in this case and know everyone has a lot of questions. I'll answer what I can. But remember, our focus must be on not doing anything that jeopardizes the integrity of this investigation or bringing justice for Quinton. So with that said, I'll be happy to answer what questions I can.
We heard from the family last night that you might be targeting a landfill. Can you tell us about that and what landfill it might be?
I cannot disclose any information relative to that. We will follow the evidence, and when our evidence leads us to search anything specifically or any specific geographic area, we will communicate that to you at that time.
Chief, I'm confused on why there's a tweet yesterday that said they believe that Quinton's likely deceased and the investigation continues. What is that piece of evidence, or why what makes you believe that?
I cannot get into any specifics relative to evidence. What I can say is the evidence that we have so far, based on multiple search warrants and interviews, has led us to the conclusion that Quinton is deceased. The investigation doesn't end, right there. We will continue to investigate this until its final conclusion.
With no charges brought in the case, what made you think it was necessary to identify his mother as a suspect?
Because the evidence has led us to that point and to this point today.
Why has she not been arrested yet?
Because we will only do that when we feel we have everything that we need to. We only get one shot at this, right? We're going to do it right. We're going to do the best that we can. We're going to use the resources at our disposal. We're thankful to the FBI. And when we get to that point and we feel comfortable in counsel with the FBI and the ADA, that's when we will reach that conclusion.
Is anyone else being considered for criminal charges?
At this time, no.
What changed to make you suspect foul play?
The evidence in the case has led us to this conclusion.
Was there a date where you found the evidence that led you to this conclusion? Because obviously earlier this week and last week you had said you did not suspect.
The accumulation of evidence over these last 8 days has led us to this conclusion today.
Do you have an idea where Quinton might be?
We do not have any specifics at this time. I can't answer that question with any level of specificity.
Do you know where Leilani's other two children are?
I can't answer that question.
Do you know where Leilani is?
I don't know where she is currently today.
Is there any chance anyone else besides Leilani could be the judge?
There is no one else a suspect at this time. Leilani is the main focus of this investigation.
Are you not concerned that you've now named your number one suspect out loud to the public? Is there not a concern she might take off?
I can't get into any specifics, but we don't believe she's a flight risk at this time. All right, thank you. Appreciate your questions. Have a great day.
On the ground conditions, the 11 Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Are you kidding me? They don't know where she is? You're muted. Muted. Oh, there you are.
Sorry. I don't understand this. I don't know what the hell the point in that was. That doesn't make any damn sense to me whatsoever. She's the only suspect, the main suspect, and they didn't pick her up. I'm sure they're tailing her and watching her. That's great and all, but what?
Yeah. What?
Why didn't they pick her up overnight? Yeah. Even if they have circumstantial evidence, they can pick her up. He didn't answer one damn question. What the hell was the point in this?
The funny thing was the babysitter said she had taken off.
Last night.
Yeah.
Her house went dark.
What are they doing?
They've jailed people with less evidence than this.
Mm.
This is ridiculous. No, Sherry. Don't say that. Don't even put that in the universe. This doesn't make any damn sense to me at all.
No, they don't even know where the other kids are.
This makes no sense. What was the damn point in this press conference?
Because if you were angry before, you're really angry now.
You have, well, you do have an idea. You absolutely do. And he laughed because he had to ask. He had to answer the same question over and over again. That's funny to you. That's not funny to me.
Yeah.
People want to know. Oh my God.
I don't get it. I don't get it. How do you stand there and tell everybody you don't know where she is?
I know they have to know where she's at. They have to be watching her right now. I would venture to say if they have any kind of intelligence whatsoever, they're sitting on her and watching her. I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God that they are. If they're not and she's gone, I swear to God, I will be done. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean to be acting like this. I'm completely at wit's end. Like, I don't understand any. I don't see what the point in this press conference was. If there was nothing, he said nothing. The only thing he clarified was that she's the main suspect. End of story. That's all he said. We already knew
That's
that.
it. She's the main suspect. Don't know where she is. Don't care.
And I can see her doing that, Lynette. If she's already,
Yeah.
If she's already at the point that she is, I can see her doing that just to get out of it. So what does she have now? Nothing.
Yes,
Well, you
but is
can't
she
detain her
missing
for
with
72 hours.
any one of those, the rest of the children? Is she missing with the baby?
I mean, I wouldn't be done, twin mama. I'm just saying, this is beyond frustrating, you guys. It really is. I mean, you had an admission of guilt come from the mother of the suspect. What else do you need other than, I understand they need to have a body in some senses, but for something like this, I would think that the circumstantial evidence is enough to arrest her, to hold her. Somebody in here just said you can't hold her for 72 hours in Georgia. What's up, Fupa? I pray to God you're right, Jeej. I really do. I pray to God that God is watching over this situation and things will happen. I thought for sure that he was going to say that they had her in custody and this was that and that was this and everything moves on. They may
that's what
have
I was waiting for.
You know what, Red? I was thinking about that earlier. They may have to commit her first, pink slip her to a facility, and then move on from there and arrest her. They have to be watching her, though, you guys. I mean, I can't imagine them not watching her and sitting on her like that. I really can't.
Yeah, I heard that with Brian Laundrie, hey?
That was a joke in itself.
Yep.
They completely dropped the ball with that. And I knew that was going to happen when that happened, too. Shit, if I would have been streaming it, I hadn't started streaming at that time. But if I had been, you guys would have heard, you'd have heard me in Australia screaming about that. I was so pissed about that situation.
Yeah, me too.
It was so ridiculous. But I was literally, I didn't think they would have said they found him yet, but I would have thought that they would have said they had her in custody and they were holding her until they found him, which they will find him, you guys. That's a promise. I can guarantee you that. But the thing is it's going to take probably a while. He's just a little guy, and landfills are huge. I'm sure they're trying, but here's the thing: is I'm sure that they've pinpointed. The only problem is garbage intake into the landfill. Piles upon piles come around. I'm sure that they've talked to the driver that did that route the day that happened, possibly to pinpoint that driver, first of all. Second of all, then they're going to talk to the driver and say, where did you dump when you pulled in with this load? And they're going to go to that specific area and start digging with cadaver dogs, I'm sure, but it still could take a while. The point is I really thought they had her in custody by now, based on your dog is cracking me up, rolling around your bed, based on the information that they have. And if they told the mother, if they told Billy Joe that, what the hell are they waiting for? She got her information from them. This makes no sense.
Not understanding it at all. Not understanding this at all.
It makes zero sense. I'm sorry. Yeah, right, that's right, Fupa. They weren't twins. They were who was those? The two little boys from California that they were like adopted or fostered.
Oren and Austin.
Oren, yeah, those two. They did arrest the foster parents without any kind of bodies. So, I don't get it.
Yep.
That was a real big waste of time. That whole press conference was nothing but a waste of time.
It certainly was. From yesterday.
Right. They could have made one. They could have made a statement, a general statement with what he told us, because that's all. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't answer any other questions. Thank you again, Ms. Heather. I really appreciate that, as always. I'm so irritated right now.
Waste of time waiting for that.
Yeah, and all the digging around to find the damn thing. I appreciate all your guys' help with trying to find that, by the way. I'm sorry that the part that you guys missed said nothing. Yeah, Brock does have a channel. I don't know. Heather, do you still have Brock's link? One of you guys dropped it yesterday, I think, in the chat. I don't know it right offhand, guys. I'm sorry.
No, I don't either. Sorry.
I don't do anything. My mods do all the work. I'm lazy. I just sit here and run my big mouth. That's all I do. This is actually Heather's channel. She does everything else. I just talk. That's it. Now that I said that, she's probably going to send me a little thing now. It says, hey, since this is my channel, where's my money? Right. I'm just kidding. Heather would never do that. Heather's awesome. Thank you, Miss Heather. I appreciate that. Right, Holly. That's what I'm saying. This doesn't make any damn sense. If they have enough evidence to presume that he's deceased, why can't they bring her in? Period. Honest to God. I understand that law enforcement has to follow certain protocol, this and that. I know all about that, okay? I don't even know what to say. So that's the thing, though, Radio. It wasn't... The way it was put out was that law enforcement contacted Billy Joe and said, we have reason to believe that the child is deceased and is in a landfill, and it was your daughter that did it. That's how that went. It wasn't her confessing to her mother. So what's the problem then? Law enforcement already knows the situation. I don't understand this shit.
No, don't get it.
All right, we said
and
that.
That's the way I understood it too, that it was her that told the police she did it.
Yeah, that's how I took it. Due process. You can kiss my ass with the due process. Sorry for that phrase, but still. Oh, all right, Mama Bear. Well, guys, I've been at 3 hours now, so I think I probably should bring this down. I really appreciate you guys, as always. moderators, great job as always. And Miss Lisa, always a pleasure to have you here with me.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that we didn't get more than we got, you guys. Obviously, you know, there's nothing I can do about that, because if it was me, she'd have been already in a noose, but we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, the Nevaeh Adams case, I remember that took a little bit of time, but they found that one for sure. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing, radio. Again, guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys to death. I appreciate everything you guys do for my channel. Again,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, as always, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Everybody else, thank you
shall
guys
catch
so much
this
for
later.
absolutely. I appreciate everybody's help with the information, everything you guys have done. Again, I wish we had more. I wish there was more to give you guys, and I wish that there was more coming from that end of things, everybody. So, again, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Michelle, thanks for the call in. We appreciate it, as always. Again, Heather, thanks. Great job. The rest of you mods, great job. I'll probably see you guys somewhere tonight, whether it's Doug's or here or wherever, but I probably will, depending on what happens throughout the day. Again, guys, have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. And I will see you guys soon. Be good, everybody. Love you. Don't forget to tune in to No Thanks and Crime and Justice. I'm sure they'll be up next.